Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Nameless Shameless Podcast.
What's up, y'all?
My voice is back. I feel pretty good about that.
You sound
Sounds
good.
Thank you. Does that sound good? Sound right?
Better than usual.
Does.
Yeah.
Vitamin C? What
Thank
is
you.
it? Vitamin C?
Vitamin C, yes.
Yes. Kyle's been drinking orange juice.
Taking
I
care,
have.
Dr. Pepper.
I have.
taking
Yeah,
care of the throat.
I would say it's more of these delicious delis and places that I've been going to and getting these sandwiches. I had steak and lobster the other night.
Yeah.
It's
That
fantastic.
looked good.
Yeah. I was really impressed. First time I've ever had lobster, believe it or not.
Is that
36
surf
years old.
and turf?
Yeah, it is.
Yep,
Is that
surf
surf
and turf.
Yeah.
turf?
Yep.
Okay.
We did it right. We did it right, ladies and
And we
gentlemen.
had crab legs the other night, too.
Yeah, we had crab legs the night before,
Yeah.
so seafood 2 nights in a row is a rarity for me, but we did it right.
And lobster and crab
I've eaten
legs.
like a king. But
Those are both-
Yeah, lobster, though.
I made a trip today to Joya's Deli.
Yeah.
That's a good place.
Delicious. I had the pork NATO. You've been to Joya's before.
Love it. Hot
We-
salami.
What's the hot salami? Is your
salami.
sandwich?
The
Yeah?
best thing ever.
What do you get
Place
over
is
there, Mark?
I get the Italian trio
The Italian trio.
or the hot salami. One of
I
those
eat
two.
3 of them a day to keep me healthy and strong.
Can I have one of those?
You coming right up. That's what is it? What is your sandwich?
Spicy
from Joy's?
baguette.
Spicy baguette.
Yes, it is.
Dude, I was
Really
actually
can't go wrong.
it was nice. It's out there like by the hill, or I guess is it considered the hill over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
By Arsenal and stuff.
Beautiful area.
Not a bad place. They've been around for a while, huh?
Quite a while.
Adriana's not far from there too, which
Yeah.
is another one.
They're on my
I have to go
list.
to.
Yeah, I'm gonna check them out here.
A lot of people were there too.
Yeah,
Yeah, drove by there.
I mean,
Thought
Let me
about
know.
getting a
Let me know when you go.
sandwich.
yeah, it's Adriana's. Yeah, I will.
Me
I've
too.
never been there.
Hey, let me know when you go.
Yeah, let's make a field trip.
Plan a trip.
Hey. We still have to go check out Steve's hot dog joint too.
Yes,
and
we do.
On
That
top of
we
that,
do.
there is actually Black Restaurant Week had him featured.
Absolutely. Midwest Black Restaurant Week is this week, this upcoming week. And the main feature, as far as a local here in St. Louis, was Steve's Hot Dogs.
Steve, congratulations.
Big. We've heard a
awesome.
lot about him
Whoop,
lately,
whoop.
man.
Yeah, if you guys haven't either, we also have an interview with Steve. It's one of our
Check it out.
one of our past videos
Few
as well. So if
episodes
you
back.
haven't listened to it, go give it a listen.
Big
super
props,
nice guy.
big up to Steve here recently with all his accolades, well deserved. What a guy! Great hot dogs, great ideas, creative stuff going on out there.
Made it through the COVID.
Yeah,
He did.
he did. I mean, it's
As
amazing
he said,
what happened there.
As he said, he had gotten some partners.
Yep.
And like I think he said at one time, like he was like
Otherwise,
closed.
would have shut down.
Yep.
No, I don't think
He,
like,
he
I think that's what
sacrificed
said.
one. He sacrificed one shop, but the other one was on. They had a concert,
Yep.
going away concert. I mean,
You raised some money, too.
yeah, it's amazing that they're still open, still now thriving more than ever. Seems like through COVID, one of the rare businesses to turn around and make a good thing out of it. Go to blackrestaurantweeks.com and stevehotdogs.com, obviously, to check out Steve's Hot Dogs. But
Yeah.
There you go.
yeah,
Definitely.
man,
Shout out to Steve.
Shout out to Steve.
Hey, Matt Jake's tuning in. Thank you, longtime fan of our show. He always has been commenting on. He wants to know if you're going to check out that one Mexican joint that sells Mexican food.
Well, yeah.
Is he talking about La Catrina?
La Catina.
Catina?
La Catina?
La Catrina?
There we go.
Thank you, Matt, for bringing that up.
Love that Mexican place with the Mexican food. Those are usually my favorite Mexican places.
Yeah,
Those are my favorite,
The
too.
ones
Mine
that have
too.
the Mexican
They really
Yeah.
go hand in hand.
yeah. My favorite steak joints are the ones with the steaks as well.
Dude,
Yeah.
If you believe it or
mine.
not.
Oh man,
Believe it
I
or
know
not.
exactly what you mean.
You know?
In those Chinese restaurants that have Chinese food.
Yeah.
That's hands down.
Let's go around the table
Yeah.
here real quick,
Good call,
and then
Matt
let us
Jake.
know if you're tuning in right now. We're going to do a brief food survey. If you're going to a Chinese food now, or restaurant, Chinese food place, China King, whatever buffet, what is it that you're going to get? I mean, I'm pretty consistent with what I do. I do General Tso's chicken, and I do some chicken fried rice. I can't go wrong with that. I either go from an egg roll, maybe just some crab ragout. What do you do?
It all depends on the establishment it comes out of.
Okay.
But I've learned
Let's say
that
your favorite place. If
my
you're going to your
favorite place I'd have to say right now to this day is Lulu's on Olive, and I'll get that hot pepper chicken
heard that's
all
good.
day, every day for the rest of my life. I get usually 3 to 4 orders at a time, and I just eat all.
Do they
that
have the
on them.
tiny corn in
I
there?
feel like crap
Do they
afterwards.
have the little tiny
No,
corn in there?
it has chicken, spices, and peppers. That's it, dude.
Do you guys remember the
red
tiny
pepper.
Oh, I know the tiny corn.
Remember
yeah.
tiny corn?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How'd they get the corn so tiny?
Remember on Big when he tried to eat it like a tiny
Isn't
corn?
that crazy?
I love those.
Yeah, Mark,
Love
what are you
tiny
getting?
corn.
Chinese place, your favorite Chinese place. What are you ordering right now?
I like Lee May Walk.
Yeah?
I like their beef and broccoli.
Don't they do a
'cause
good
it
buffet
tastes like beef.
too, or is that a different place?
I don't think they do it before.
Okay, I'm thinking of a different place.
But I don't know what they're doing with the whole COVID thing. I haven't had it in a while. But,
Yeah? Beef and
beef and
broccoli?
broccoli from Lime Walk.
Yeah.
I love Drunken Noodles. It's way down, kind of by, I think that's Baumgartner,
Okay.
right on there by Tequila.
Yeah.
And then I like, what is that? Pad Thai. Have you been there? Pad Thai on Tesson.
No, I've never been
Awesome.
there. Never been there.
So good.
Boomer.
My favorite place is a place K-Tel showed me called Hans Wok. It's on Olive.
Yeah.
Awesome. But what I get is sweet and sour chicken and then some just regular rice. Could be fried rice.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of cayenne pepper, soy sauce. And then I have this like ultimate combination that I have to do. I'll take a bite of the chicken and then bite of the crab rangoon with the rice and just all 7 flavors together. Just like
Just fantastic.
fantastic.
Bam.
It's a unique, like you get a lot of cream
is.
cheese, but it's delicious.
Dude, I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I have to check back in and get a good Chinese cuisine every once in a while. I do like a good hibachi grill as well, too.
Oh yeah.
If it's
Catching
a good,
shrimp.
If it's a good, I mean, yeah. if they're a showsman, yeah, you might catch a shrimp, you know.
You can make a game out of
The
it.
onion volcano, come on.
I mean, come on now.
Those
Or the
guys-
egg
egg
train
rolls.
and stuff.
Egg
Come on
roll.
now. Yeah, you ever see an egg roll and it
roll.
rolls the egg on the, yeah.
I love watching people miss the shrimp. It's like, they go again. You're like,
It's not even close. It just hits them in the face.
Yeah, no doubt.
Sometimes they throw full stalks of celery at you if they expect you to catch that in your mouth.
Yeah.
I think it.
Well, hey, you know, we talk about food, man, but you can't have food without drink. So, Mark, you brought on a couple beers that we need to talk
did.
about tonight.
It is Monday.
No, I was had a long day at work Saturday, so I went to Friar Tuck's in Watson.
Okay.
On Watson, and I
The Toys R Us for
it
alcoholics.
really is. Yeah, it's
Replace
great.
the toys with alcohol, and you've got Friar
wasn't that
Tuck's.
Growler's
what it
Pub
is.
too that had that? Or I don't think they're open anymore, are they? The Growler's
No,
Pub,
they're
right
not.
there by
That's
Manchester.
Mellow Mushroom now.
Is it Mellow Mushroom? Wow, wow, they're
Love
all over
Friar
now.
Tuck's.
Yeah, but I just kind of sometimes I go in there and I just wander around and try to figure out something that's good. I saw that, and I looked it up, and it looked like something I like. It's called Wandering into the Fog by Abomination Brewing Company.
Okay.
Sounds dramatic.
Yeah, it's out of Connecticut.
Sounds emo.
It's double IPA, and it is pretty good. It's like a creamy IPA, milkshake IPA.
Okay.
Is what they're going for.
Okay. A creamy milkshake IPA.
Yes, and it's
I imagine something
8.6%.
sweet.
It's just got a little booze
Heavy.
to it.
It's heavy. It's heavy.
A little bit.
Is it sweet?
I mean, not for me, but
So the way it looks, I would never look at that and think, "Oh, that's a creamy milkshake."
yeah.
it's so
IPA.
smooth. It's good. I mean, there's a little bite from the 8.6 at the end, but it's
Strong.
pretty good.
The 8.6.
It's pretty good.
So, we need
I
a
recommend
rating.
it. I'm going to rate this. Now, here's my problem I had. I didn't look at the cost. I just got it.
Oh.
And then I got up to the counter with this and this other beer I got. And he's like, $44. And I'm like, $44 for 8 beers? Would you like to put it back? No. I'll just take it.
Goodness.
But that's how much, I think this was around 24, 26
For a
for
4-pack.
pack.
Okay.
I'm like, what?
That's my problem,
still expensive. Those are bar
which
prices.
I didn't know.
Bar prices.
I just
bar
kind
prices.
of grabbed it.
Okay.
And
It's a rare beer.
but-
You've never seen this before.
Never
what
seen it
makes you
before.
grab it? Just the can,
Labeling
the beauty
too?
of the
well,
can.
what I do is I usually get on my phone, and if I'm taking a risk at one of those beers, I look up Beer Advocate or Untapped, and I see what people say. And it sounded something
Good ratings.
like I would like.
a lot
So
of people
I took a shot.
chattering about it.
Had the cost been
It sounds
in
like what a
plain
beer
view.
connoisseur would do.
Does.
Plain view, yeah. Because if you're gonna spend
Pull the app
money,
up.
you're taking that risk. It better be good, and you might want to know what you're getting into.
$24.
Do you
for
do you
4
contribute to that the list? Do you rate beers as well?
I don't.
You should start doing
Well,
that.
I do that.
Well,
here.
he is.
You become like a
just
power
did.
user. Maybe they'll send you coupons or something.
Just
I know, I
did.
should.
For real.
Well, if you have Untapped, a lot of times you can take the app to like different breweries, and they'll give you like a discount.
That's cool.
I just
So-
never do it.
So you enjoy this one.
This one's good.
So on
good.
did we give it a rating?
He did.
I did not.
was
He
it?
didn't. We were
I'm going to give it a rating.
Now
tough.
correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't they request to have
Not them.
Not this.
My
So
other
this is-
one
This
did.
is another one. So we'll
That's
have
another
this one
one.
here in a minute.
So I'm going to do this one. I'm going to go 8.2.
Whoa.
8.2. So
Pretty good rating.
Would possibly buy it again, but because of the cost, I might not. It
Yeah.
is good though.
sometimes you have to pay for quality, Mark.
Got to pay for quality.
That's your rating, just solidly on taste,
8.2.
not considering how incredibly expensive.
I'm not going to go after the cost
Now
or
here-
anything like
here's
that because it's not
strictly
local.
on taste.
You could have gave it a
here's
7
my
based
thing.
on,
Here's what I'm gonna go off of. All right.
Well, it's good.
You gotta have. It's all about the artwork to me. I mean, I feel like they're
Marketing,
lacking. I feel like
marketing.
I feel like they're lacking a little bit here. It's not bad,
Yeah.
but there's not a lot to it.
Makes me
Right
feel like I'm laying in
now,
that hammock.
over here, it's fog. It's a little more like maybe
Sunset.
sophisticated, right? But then over here, I got a freaking dinosaur, a freaking purple and green dinosaur
Ferocious.
staring me in the face,
I want that more.
right? So that one screams to me and says, "I like to party."
I want
That's what that one
dinosaur
says.
beer.
All right,
And,
so. But that's still a good rating. We're in the eighth.
Yeah,
We're in the
that's
eighth
good.
of the
I mean,
fog.
I-
Now, I'm just hating on the artwork on the beer cans
Yeah.
because to me, that's something that a lot of people have stepped their game up in.
I'm gonna
That's something
say
that
cost-
it's an advertising thing. I love some of these, the artwork on some of these cans, but
Right.
there's
I'm
just
gonna
not a
take
lot
the
to
cost
it.
away from it.
Yeah.
Because that's not, I mean, it's not local. You're going to pay more. And supporting these local breweries, is,
Yep.
they need help.
You don't see that.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal
Yeah.
for me, really. So, Abomination, it's still really good. Social Distancing is maybe even better than this one. And it's
Okay.
actually a little bit cheaper. And I've had that one already on here. But they were both available at Friar Tuck's on Watson.
Okay.
So they're getting out there. So you can find them pretty much at any Randall's, Friar Tuck's. They're all over now. So, but then I had to walk over and I saw some Toppling Goliath.
You can't pass
Okay,
that up.
Pseudo Sue.
Pseudo Sue, man.
It's out of Iowa, and I went to OSP Tap House, and they have 50 beers on tap, and I had one of these, and I didn't even bother getting a different beer. I drank 5 of the same ones because it's amazing. It's probably one of the best pale ales I've ever had.
Okay, so this one is expected to have potentially a high rating here, is what you're
It's
saying.
going to have a high rating. And if
Okay.
you look, and I showed you ahead of time, it's actually rated world class 100,
Really?
which is, I mean, that's
Sounds
Pretty
good.
that's
impressive.
impressive.
Sounds
so,
good.
That is impressive.
everything I've had from Toppling Goliath is really good. I've had a King Sue on here, and that was really good, but this is even better.
Okay.
So I'm going to go on this one.
You've also only tried it on draft. Is this correct?
No, I've had it in cans too.
Okay. You know the can taste. You know the can.
So, and it's getting even easier to find. You used to not even be able to get it here. So
Toppling Goliath.
Toppling Goliath, and it's still on tap at Tap House if anyone gets a chance. It's awesome. I'm going to go 9. Ooh. It's good. I'm going to go 9.3.
Man,
And it's strong. I wouldn't put many beers over 9, but this is, if I go somewhere and there's 50 beers on tap and I continuously order the same one,
That says
it's
something
got to
for
be
you.
really good.
Yeah.
And they had good stuff. I just couldn't order anything else. So
Wow.
That is on Mark's top shelf
you get a
list.
chance,
of
if you're an
beers.
IPA person or a pale ale, or it's basically an APA,
Yeah.
it's maybe one of the best I've had.
I know
I mean,
what to
don't
get
get me
marked.
wrong,
I know what to get marked for Christmas.
Yeah.
there you go.
Go get some Pseudo Sue and try it if you're into that.
And where do you get this at?
You can get this at Friars.
Friar Tuck?
It's
Yeah.
first place I found it was over at Red Roof gas station over in Columbia, Illinois.
Okay.
I just sometimes they get random stuff, and I heard this was great, and then I bought it, and I drank the whole 4-pack in like one sitting. I'm like, God, so good. So if you get a chance, I grabbed some Pseudo Sue. It's worth checking out.
The
Very good.
ABV on that, did you mention? Did you say?
I
I'm sorry,
believe
did I
it's
miss?
around 6.5.
Okay.
a bit more
Somewhere in that
tolerable
realm. I mean,
for
the,
you casual beer drinkers out there.
the
Casual
bite,
beer drinkers.
there's almost no bite at all. For an IPA, you would expect something to not be so smooth, but
Sure.
it's great.
Sure.
Taylor Welker, I know you like the hop slam and things. If you haven't had a Toppling Goliath Pseudo Sue, you should get
Okay.
some. It's really good.
All right.
Hell yeah.
So-
There's a recommendation.
Those are my recommendations.
There's a
Top
recommendation
shelf,
right
baby.
there.
I'll
Top
do some
shelf.
more local stuff Thursday.
Okay.
I just had these two.
On
and
Thirsty Thursday.
Thirsty Thursday. They were
Big
both
day.
good, but
Day.
I recommend them,
Yeah.
especially Pseudo Sue.
Yeah. Now do we
Fantastic.
still have more Montana beer as well too here?
There's more here.
I believe there's some untried
There's more here,
Montana
so I mean,
beers.
we still
more.
have some of that via Paul. We appreciate that,
Mm.
and with some Paul news as well too. I mean, the Montana life, it doesn't get any better than that. I mean, he was bragging about it. You have to a certain
Who wouldn't
extent.
send that picture?
I mean, was a turkey just resting on his hot tub,
Just
I guess on the
lid
cover of the hot tub.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just out
Out the
there, man.
back
He's
door.
doing it. I told him I wanted to go and check out Yellowstone, and he was like,
should.
"You're more than welcome to come up anytime." So
Another thing we did in Yellowstone, I've been wanting to do it for weeks. I never have, but if you go to Yellowstone and you have time afterwards, hit up the Yellowstone Raft Company, go whitewater rafting
Oh, I've
on the
been one
Yellowstone
time.
River.
I've been one
Oh
time
my
in
God.
Colorado River. It was whenever I went to Colorado with my
You had a
family.
blast.
Oh, it was fantastic.
It's so much
Great
fun.
time.
It's, they're soft. You know, they're 2s and 3s. They're no 4s and 5s. They're easy, tolerable. There's kids on our raft, but gosh, man, so much fun. Shout out to Danny, our instructor from the Yellowstone Raft Company. One of the best 3-hour periods of my life. Such a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have time after you explore Yellowstone, maybe we explore Yellowstone.
Dude, I'm telling you, we're gonna have to go take a trip out there. I told Paul I was gonna come and take a trip out there sooner than later.
Yeah, he's waiting, man.
Yeah,
Anyone can go visit Paul. Do it.
yeah, it looks phenomenal, man. Well, let's shift gears and pay respect to somebody real quick. Everybody's seen Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Everyone knows about Regis and Kathy Lee. That was a show, right?
We grew up with that. Channel 4.
Yeah,
Regis
come
and
on
Kathy.
now. I mean, if you don't know who Regis is, I mean, then I don't know what's going on. You know, it's
All right, we're good.
he's been around for a long time, or you had been around for a long time, but we recently just lost him. He's a good man. So Regis Philbin,
Past
unfortunately,
weekend, Regis passed. He went to be with Jesus.
he did. Rest in
88
peace.
years old. A long
Yeah.
life.
He did.
Incredible life. Revolutionary.
He gave lots of millions of dollars away. Very many.
And why wouldn't you?
I mean,
He did the right thing.
I was surprised for somebody that he actually didn't have a better like career in like doing more broadcasting stuff, where like he was actually using his voice for like maybe sports or like or doing other things
Pixar?
other than like I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, he retired from Regis and Kathy. I think he might. After that moment, we kind of lost track of him. I think maybe he just wanted to go off into the sunset. You know, we hadn't heard from him in a while.
He lived.
I mean, he wants to be a billionaire. Everyone's using his voice all the time. That's like, everyone does a Regis impression pretty much, and like he's just a legend. And yeah, it's really sad, but damn, what a hell of a life. 1 month shy of his 89th birthday.
Yeah.
Natural
Yeah,
causes, though.
poor guy.
He died of heart disease, natural causes, and something will get you eventually, right?
Well, rest in peace, Regis Philbin, man. That's,
Rest in peace,
that's
Regis.
a guy that you don't. I mean, I guess until he's gone, you don't really remember like how much stuff that I guess he actually did, or how many episodes of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, or Regis and Kathy Lee, or I know he did multiple other things. Those are just the
So
first
many
two things
more,
that
but
come to me,
I mean, yeah, that's all. He did both of those for such a long time, and he's an
Yeah.
icon.
yes,
Rest in peace, Regis. We
rest
love
in
you.
peace, Regis Philbin.
Moment of silence.
Moment of silence.
All right.
Thank
We're
you.
back.
Now another thing.
It felt long.
Was that long? I'm sorry. The beautiful thing that is coming up soon too. We have a weather change next. I think we have like maybe one more hot day tomorrow or something like that, and then we're supposed to be in like the low 80s.
Oh, thank God.
I'm ready for that.
I don't know if it felt
All
pretty,
you large people rejoice. Because we're hot out there. We're struggling.
felt pretty good today. The rain's cooling St. Louis off
Yep.
a little bit. Love it.
Well, I mean, if it's, I don't think that's necessarily rain. I think it's just supposed to be cooler temperatures. So, like, if it does cool down, what are you going to do, man? What are you going to get outside and do, Nick? I'm putting you
Same
on the
thing I've
spot.
been doing. I haven't been staying inside, but I've been sweating like a pig. So I'd like to continue what I've been doing, only minus the pig sweat.
Okay,
Swamp ass.
Mark, what are you going to do?
Let me see. I don't know. Maybe go to 9 Mile Garden once the Blues
Okay,
playoffs.
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
See, we were talking about
What I'd
that,
like
right?
to do.
Did,
I'd like to
do
go
they have
there.
that figured out yet?
Now, they were actually going back and forth with me. They are usually closed on Sunday. However, they were doing the Cardinal game. I think the Cardinals are on at noon or something like that. So they opened for that, and then I don't even know if they realized that the Blues were going to be on at 5:30
Right.
that night. But I
Right.
think their plan is possibly to stay open till that's over.
Interesting.
So they haven't said. They said they would send me a message and let me know if they're going to stay open.
Let me know.
'Cause,
I actually have Wednesday that night. I think it's whenever it starts, right?
Sunday night.
Or Sunday night's the next.
5:30.
I'm talking about the exhibition game.
Oh, the
That's
exhibition
coming up
against
against
Chicago.
the Blackhawks. Yeah,
Right.
I have a hockey game at like the same exact time as that, so I'm going to miss a little bit of that.
Oh,
But
you made playoffs, huh?
we did make the
You
playoffs.
guys, you guys are really good.
Thanks, Nick.
Wish I could make playoffs someday.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm sorry, man, but thank you. I appreciate you recognizing that. We'll be in the championship game. It's not the playoffs anymore. We had the semifinals and we already won.
Anywho, any
Whoa.
Mark, you might know this question. I'm sure OSP Tap House is a good place, but is there
Yes.
any place that's a good? I used to love the Sports Zone. You ever go to the Sports Zone?
They had
back
one in
the day?
Chicago.
Sports
ESPN?
Zone.
That was a cool
no,
place.
no,
Okay.
just the St.
I'm thinking
Louis
the ESPN
Sports
one.
Zone. As far as sports bars with like 1,000 TVs in there, you could literally watch every single game on every TV. Is there any place around here
Yeah,
that
it's
still
like called
does that?
it's called Buffalo Wild
Yeah,
Wings.
Buffalo Wild Wings. I was gonna say.
But it's not like I mean it's like
Over
a
70
commercialized.
TVs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have projectors. We
Or
have
hooters.
flat
Buffalo-
hooters.
Well, man, those places make me uncomfortable. Any like local good spots?
I mean, I used to go down to the Tap House,
Down-
iTap, in
Oh, ITAP.
in Soulard.
They have a lot of
sometimes they use, and they had a patio, and I would imagine they're using that because I would go down there for soccer games and things like that because not everyone plays those in
Yeah.
the morning
Hopefully-
and serve alcohol.
Yeah.
Hopefully these places are still open. Also, I guess I have to also take COVID into account. But
Right.
Yeah, you do.
yeah, we need
sure
we need
do.
a place like that. That's not Buffalo Wild Wings and
Right.
Hooters.
Yeah.
If anyone remembers the St. Louis Sports Zone, I'm sure you do. That was just
I know the
the place to go.
the
to watch
ESPN
sports.
Sports Zone in Chicago. It's huge. It's got like arcades.
Was that
and
in
stuff.
Arnold?
Yeah. That there was one in Arnold. There was
I
one
remember-
in
that was a good one.
in Shrewsbury. The original
Yeah.
one was in Shrewsbury. Just I had some of the best times there. $2 bombs on Friday nights. People got disgusting.
And what you
Come on.
what you were originally saying when you said the Sports Center, I think it was, or Sports Zone.
Sports Zone.
ESPN has a location in like Times Square, and then also in Chicago and other places that's called
dope.
ESPN
I
Sports
know
Zone.
about that.
And it is like literally like
It's like Dave and Buster's for sports.
pretty much, yeah. They have a huge arcade, and like the coolest game I've ever played was where like there was a 3-2 and 1 point line, and the goalie that would go back and forth, and it would shoot pucks out, and you'd have a
Yeah.
stick and try to score as many of them as you could.
You actually shoot.
yeah, you actually
That's,
shoot.
that's,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
It was a good simulation
like a
game.
cube.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Like a boxed up cube.
I just want to,
Yeah.
I want a place I can go, have some beers, and watch every game because there's going to be every game from
All day.
baseball
Yeah.
to basketball to hockey,
Yep.
all day, every day.
Patio too.
And if you're
Outdoors.
if the weather's 80 degrees,
Yes.
it's going to be perfect to sit out on the patio, especially a place with a bunch of TVs.
Bring
Yeah.
it on. Bring on the
Tap
sports.
House does have some out there.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
And then what
It's a good spot.
I'll be doing too while it's nice out. We've been kayaking. We've been hitting the rivers, just getting water. So I'll be doing that.
Yeah.
Just continuously going outside, getting playing frisbee, random stuff. Just
Yeah.
going outside.
Enjoying the weather.
Yeah,
It's
got a
important.
kayak now. I mean,
It's important.
Might as well use it. We're actually going this weekend again. Went yesterday.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know. I know. My buddy Brian Joe went to
Yep.
George
Yesterday.
Winter Park or something. Or not George Winter Park. That was a lie. It was Council Bluffs. They drove
Yeah.
like an hour or something away and went out, and Joe caught a couple of fish out there and stuff. They
Good.
said they had a good time.
Yeah, I was gonna borrow Waddy's paddle. He's like, sorry.
Yeah, he's using it. He's using it. What can you do?
Get out there, y'all.
Yeah, get out there. The weather's gonna be nice, guys, so you can definitely enjoy it. So, there's some NASA news. We got some NASA news. They're sending up a
wild.
balloon the size of a football field,
A balloon the size of a football field just to
Okay,
study
so I
how
read that
stars
correctly.
form.
just to see how stars form.
Stars and planets. They want to learn a little more about this, and apparently, a balloon the size of a football field is what you do to figure this out.
Interesting.
It'll depart from Antarctica in December 2023 and spend 3 weeks in the stratosphere.
Wow. Whenever it comes down after 3 weeks, what's it gonna do? It's
Blow
gonna
up.
burn up.
Bring back some information that
It's gonna bring back.
think that's how it ends.
Are they trying to harvest a star? Or is that what they're doing? Is it a star catcher?
this balloon is 400 feet wide. It's not a star net. No, it's not like a net that collects stars. It just is collecting some type of,
No,
It's-
Nick,
it's-
it's a star
Star catcher,
net.
yeah.
Like they're trying to catch a star.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow, they are. Whoa, dude.
ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?
Oh my goodness.
We're not. It's not true. But anyway, they're gonna bring back. Look more into it. Link in the comments.
it's already in
It's
there.
like an airbag for an exploding
It's crazy.
supernova.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
And it's gonna teach us a lot more about the stars and planets and how these things are formed.
Well,
because unless you're
it's the unexplained.
living in space, you don't know.
Let's
we
talk
can only
about-
do research.
Let's talk about something else that's crazy. There's some Twitter accounts that got hacked recently.
Yep.
What was it, like Elon Musk and
Yeah.
Bezos
Bill Gates,
and Bill Gates
Bezos.
and all these people?
Apparently, some employees had access to thousands of accounts and they got compromised, and then they put a fake post about
For Bitcoin?
Send Bitcoin, and for the next
Bitcoin.
hour. I mean, you got to think you'll see an authorized, person on Twitter.
since it's still
But
live,
I gotta get to Facebook somehow on that same page and go live though. So
I don't know.
let's see.
And now we're back. There we go.
Cool.
There we go. Are we back? Can you guys hear us now?
Hey, everybody.
Hello. Can you hear us?
Sorry about that.
Got it. Hey, we
back.
got it. Jordan, thank you so much. Sorry about the technical difficulties there, guys.
Thanks for dealing, guys.
We're
back.
If it's not one thing, it's the other, man. You know, we're learning.
We're not professionals.
I mean,
Not
yeah,
yet.
we're getting there.
We're working on it.
We're working
there.
on something. We're working on something.
Yeah.
I don't know why the audio
That
just
one
dropped
thing is
out
the
there,
other,
man. You know-
Yeah.
Oh, there goes the.
Nope, it's me.
That was Boomer. That's
Hey.
my technician there.
Yep, got it.
So,
Well, guys, we're back. Hey, so
we were talking about the Twitter hack.
Yep.
Twitter
I believe,
hack.
right before
hack.
we were so rudely interrupted by internet troubles.
what can you do?
Nothing.
So Jeff Bezos, all these guys get hacked. They then send out messages to common people saying, if you send Bitcoin, I'll send you back double the amount in return. And
Smart.
then people lost about $500,000.
People did it.
no one won.
Yeah.
350 people did it.
Everyone lost.
$500,000 made in hackers Bitcoin scam, and yeah, I guess no one wins here, well, except for the hackers.
That's terrible.
They all, it was up for 30 minutes and that much action
That is-
on it. Like,
Blows my mind.
they got what they wanted.
That's
They
crazy.
got what they wanted.
Well,
It's
hey-
a lot of people see those tweets. Obviously, they all have
I mean, they're high profile people.
100
so,
million followers.
And it
apiece.
says verified.
Yeah,
next
if
to
you
it.
see that they're verified from
Hackers, you hackers
wherever.
out there, man.
They're pretty good.
And when it comes to Elon Musk, I mean, I could see him doing something stupid like that.
Yeah, I could see that.
I could totally see it.
I mean,
He's a wild
Not that
He's a wild
specifically,
alien.
but like, you know,
that's why it's a good scam because
Free
people,
Tesla,
people
share
are
this
like,
post.
Believable.
They have enough money to maybe they're being serious
believable.
and wanting to help people right
like
now.
if you saw his account say share this post for a chance to win a free Tesla, would you not just be like, oh my god,
Oh,
share
I'd
it?
share it.
Yeah.
I'd share it
I'd share it.
Yeah.
And laugh all the way to the bank when I get my free Tesla.
and make no noise. Zzz.
Good luck.
That's funny. Well, in good news, Google was able to retain their employees to work from home until July of 2021.
Wow.
Wow.
Good news.
It's good.
That's good news, yeah.
I mean, it's good news for the
Work
retained
from home.
employees to work from home, but damn, they're expecting to go an entire another year at least.
it's Google.
But
They're a
really,
good
what
company to
do they
work
do?
for.
They work on a computer, right?
And I guess most of
so.
their
If
work
you
is
have
from home.
computer at home,
And it's the
you know.
buttload of people that work for Google.
Yep.
So
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
just keep them all at home if they can.
Chump, we got a request for you to just slam that damn thing and quit sipping on that.
Who said that?
From Kurt Marty.
You're kind of coaching
Marty?
that.
Yep.
You're
he
coaching
called
that,
you a chump.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, no, Chump's his
that's your
nickname.
Oh, Chump. Okay,
Yeah, that's
cool.
not a. That's like not a slam. That's just who.
Oh,
that's who
he's
Mark is.
that's my friend's dad. He's a real piece of shit.
Well, there you go. Slam that thing and then pour that
Oh.
pseudo sue in there since
Yeah.
you said
Booyah.
you liked it so much.
You
There
happy now?
There you go, Mr. Marty.
Let me burp you.
8.6. Here, get my front.
8.6.
That's called a tickle.
That was for you, Mr. Marty.
There you go, Mr. Marty.
Keep it real, homie.
yeah.
We aim to please. We aim to please here on this podcast.
We sure do.
Oh, hey, so how many of you guys watched
But
the?
fuck you.
That's the response I was looking for.
We
There
are
we go.
definitely back.
There we
for
go.
Sure.
We're back now. Yeah.
We are back.
We have sports rolling. Dr. Fauci throws the first pitch out at the game,
And it was not pretty.
and it was not pretty. No, it was not pretty at all.
I'll put
I'm
it
not
up
gonna
there
lie.
with the Chris Rock, with the 50 Cent, and definitely with the Baba Booey first pitches.
Baba
they
Booey.
are.
No,
it was bad.
remember last
It was
episode.
bad.
Remember
Fail.
last episode? I told you that my mom got to throw out a first pitch at the Cardinals game.
Sue.
Did she?
Sue
Awesome.
threw out a better pitch than Fauci did.
I believe that. Yeah.
This is the
Damn,
truth. This
sick
is the
burn.
truth.
I got
Sick
to
burn.
shout out to Sue too.
Shout
for
out to Sue.
Absolutely loving every picture I post of my baby. And
Who doesn't
how
love
adorable
that
he
baby?
is.
Adorable.
I
Who
mean,
doesn't
it's
love that
impossible.
damn baby?
It's impossible.
I think my beautiful 7-year-old
cheeks.
niece.
6 months old today.
could
It's them
throw it.
cheeks.
Your
cheeks.
baby might be able to throw a better pitch than Fauci threw.
At this
be
point,
honest.
I'll make sure.
I think yeah.
Strong arm, nice strong arm, probably on that
Good,
kid.
good parenting over there,
Got a
Nick. I'll tell
solid
you
grip
what.
like his dad.
But he did have an excuse. Apparently, he really destroyed his arm a couple of days before this first pitch. It wasn't just he's
he
not
say
just
what
going
he
to
was
throw
doing?
a terrible pitch.
Did he say what he was doing?
Well, he was at a high school playing catch with
Yeah.
children,
Oh,
and he just completely destroyed his arm. His heart,
All right, so
his
let's-
arm was quote. His arm, my arm was hanging down around my shoes.
okay. Well, let's think of it this way.
He's
okay?
hasn't played catch in 35 years.
All right, Dr.
Plays catch the
Fauci-
day before the pitch.
Dr. Fauci, great man. Okay.
Great man.
Goes out to throw out the first pitch, decides that maybe he didn't prepare. He throws the ball into the ground and is embarrassed. Okay. So what's the best story that you can come up with? Is well, I was throwing the ball and playing catch with the children at the hospital and they were helping me. And then people are like,
No, I want to see video. I want to see video of him at the high
but
school.
really what happened is that he's just been busy because he's a doctor.
We do have it on video. Walking out to the mound, he's really throwing that arm
Let's see
around.
it. Here we go. Oh, yeah.
Nasty
That was a good
curveball.
one. Nasty curveball.
Shades of Rick Ankiel.
slider. That was a dope slider.
If I had to guess, the batter was not going to swing at that.
And you know the fact.
Just a bit outside.
Just a bit outside.
And now the fact that Trump doesn't want to throw a pitch here coming up, and he's supposed to
Oh
on
my
August
God.
15th.
I heard he's angry or something.
But give me a break. He's got to come out and be like, my pitch was so much better than Fauci's little dumb
My pitch was better.
Little
Oh my gosh.
little ball boy Fauci. He can't throw anything.
Your Trump impression's on point.
Thank you.
Well,
I
hey,
know.
did you know that Dr. Fauci's card is actually the company's collection of limited edition cards? It's actually the the best selling card. Topps made a card of him throwing out the first pitch
in
with the
the
mask
history
on.
of top special editions cards.
It was in the history of the Topps Now,
God.
the company's collection of limited edition cards.
It reminds me of the David Ayers card catching fire last year after being the first e-bug to win a game in the NHL. Mm-hmm. You know,
Yeah.
but cool.
I know
Yeah,
the
cool.
rally squirrel card was like a big sought after thing.
Sure.
Well, I
Like
mean, who
Skip
doesn't,
Schumacher's feet.
Yeah.
who doesn't want, rally squirrel?
How'd they sell them so fast, though?
What's that?
Those cards, like already, how'd they sell that many so fast?
Because you can buy them online. They just made them. It's just a photograph that's
But
printed on
still,
some
like you've
card.
had cards that have been available for a year or so, or a couple years, and
So I'll tell
that's
you.
nuts.
And they're limited
hot
now.
item.
Now remember, it's a Topps Now, so it's probably only so many cards have been picked
Right.
to be a limited edition of. And out of those people, it's sold. So it might not be the biggest number.
There's
We're
probably
just saying.
that amount of cards sold the fastest ever.
Okay, I get it.
Something
Got it,
like
got it,
that,
got
right?
it, got it.
So just for clarity on that.
Cool,
but-
man. I'd love to score me a Fauci autograph Tops Now.
Yeah.
Still photograph. I want a picture of the mid pitch though, like
it's
the
like
ball
about
out of his hand, and a picture of him and the catcher, but the ball way over here. If I could find that card, I'll pay $100.
Or his face when he
Autograph.
realizes, like, oh,
It's covered by a mask. You really
here's
couldn't see
where
his
I'm at.
emotion,
that's true.
Here's where I'm at in my mind right now.
buddy.
I'm in the Central West End, walking around with a friend.
Yeah, just tonight having dinner. Beautiful places down there.
having dinner. It's a beautiful place out in Central West End.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Turn the corner, and a freaking half-ton steer
Bu-
comes running by me.
What?
A steer breaks free, runs down Kings Highway in St. Louis Central West End.
I wasn't even down there last night.
This bull was in the sheets.
This is
I
a real
mean,
story. I mean, what would you do?
this
I mean,
happened-
you're in the Central West End. You're like, you just had a nice dinner, right? You're walking out and you're trying to really impress this gal, and then I'll protect you from everything, and then all of a sudden a steer comes around the corner.
Man,
This
Kings
actually-
Highway was a
this
zoo
Guys,
yesterday.
guys probably like,
Where's the girl taking the selfie? Where's the girl taking
one
the
of these
selfie?
cars.
I'm sure there's one of them.
right.
In this car here, taking the video right here. She's like, I got to get one. I mean, literally, this is crazy. Where's a steer in the?
It
Where's the
escaped
steer?
and trotted down.
Oh, it's trotted
Little
down.
street.
Yes.
It was going to the grill.
Shout out to anyone who can own livestock in their backyard in the Central West End and not piss 150,000 people.
Yeah, here,
off.
shout out to you. Shout out to you for
Great job.
raising steer in the
Where does the
near-
steer come from in the
Well done.
Central West End? Ran just past, right in between, right down Kings Highway, in between Forest Park and the hospital. Like you could picture, I could picture it.
Honey, have you seen the steer?
Got out again.
Son of a bitch.
You got to make
got
sure
out
your
again.
steers are locked up, St. Louis.
Yeah.
Dang.
This is some other local news too. Nearly 20 students from St. Dominic High School, because
I think you got that
apparently
right.
I spelled it wrong whenever I was doing my research earlier.
Not Dominican.
It's in
Dominican. St.
He had to
Dominican
say it.
High
He
School.
had to say it.
and two guests test positive for COVID during an outdoor graduation and then an off-site prom, which the site was not really announced, but I think it was probably just maybe a place that was a little dirty. Maybe it was like
Andres.
they weren't ready for it.
Yeah. Are we just going to have to, and we just have to accept the fact that COVID is coming back. It's worse now than it was when we were first shut down and
Yep.
quarantined.
It is.
So I know there's been new regulations and stuff set, but I mean,
We're hitting 100,000 cases
Well,
already.
hey, speaking of new regulations set, North Korea actually has one case And
Funny how they haven't had a
okay,
case
have had
until
0 cases,
just now.
but just announced that there's 1 case, and he has shut that bitch
One
down.
case, Kim Jong Un. Yeah, that's his name. He, it's shut down.
Hermit Kingdom.
Everyone's on
Shut it
lockdown. One COVID case. We're all on lockdown. I wonder what happened to that guy with the COVID case.
We'll probably never find
Draw
out.
your
Yeah.
own conclusion.
Yeah.
They're okay. They're okay
They've
now.
eradicated their 1 case of COVID, and now everyone
He's in
is
a hospital.
Yes,
for
he'll
a
be
long
fine.
time.
Probably not.
Never seen it again. But that's crazy. So I mean, that's just how the travel in and out of Korea, North Korea, is so strict. I mean, the only American that's got in there recently was Otto Warmbier, and he came back with a crazy brain. They implanted weird stuff in his head, and he died like a few months after they returned him to
You ready
America.
for this?
What?
Hey, going back really quickly.
Otto Warmbier.
Sean Lorenz has been watching the show for a long time.
Love you, Sean.
He says that, if you were to watch a steer come around the corner, he said overall the evening didn't sound calf bad. Oh, thank you, Sean. Hey-o.
Well done, Sean.
All the steer puns from the Central West End steer that got on the loose. Now, do you think he did damage? Did he hit any cars or anything? Did he run amok?
Looked like he was just running with traffic to me.
Yeah, he was
There
just like, oh, okay, everyone's going this way.
Five
Okay,
looked
second
harmless.
clip.
He looked harmless.
Just where does
Might
this
not be his first rodeo.
Where does he come from? Oh,
I mean, if a steer, if a wild animal gets loose in the Central West End, and I'm out on a date with some chick, and I walk out unexpectedly, and this wild animal comes running past me, I'm like, this wasn't meant to be. This is a sign. Have a
track it down.
have a good night.
yeah, kind of. Yeah, you're right.
That's
Some
pretty,
weirds
that's
in
some
the
crazy,
air.
That's some crazy shit.
It could have been worse. I guess like a ape could have escaped from the zoo and ripped someone's
someone's face
face
off.
off, but didn't happen. We just had a steer.
It
so.
has.
Just a steer. No big
no,
deal.
hey, no,
steer.
no,
Move along.
Real quickly, did an ape actually escape?
Move along. Nothing to see here.
I think that was a pet.
Yeah, I think that was her pet that got into her Xanax and then ripped her face off.
Don't keep Xanax around apes.
Do not allow orangutans to
Chimpanzees.
eat diazepams, and then you won't get your face or arms ripped
She
off.
was on Oprah and
more
actually
you know.
showed her face too.
Oh, she showed her face.
It looked like
On the life of Oprah.
It looked like
it's
the
crazy.
beginning of Terrifier.
Oh my gosh!
It was a hole. It was a hole.
Speaking of-
Terrifier.
Speaking of Terrifier, David Howard Thornton, shout out. He's been doing a lot of
Shout
interviews. They actually just leaked the teaser trailer for Terrifier 2, which I'm not gonna lie, it looks like they had a little bit more budget for this film.
Absolutely.
the
They
video
raised more
quality
money, too.
looked a little bit better, and
You guys gonna make me watch this one too?
it's gonna be brutal,
it's
man.
gonna be brutal.
Apparently, I
Can we
mean,
watch it together?
Yeah.
This time at least.
for those
I'm
of
gonna
you
stare
that
at you and
have
just
not
get
checked it out.
reactions.
We have our interview with David Howard Thornton on Facebook. We have it on our YouTube channel. We actually cut it out of our entire show of Facebook. So if you go to YouTube and check it out, it's just the
I
interview.
think we only
that
did it
have
today.
with-
Steve.
Yeah.
No, we have it with David
Dave.
Howard Thornton.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we
Catch
did. Yeah,
just the interview.
I think it's the opposite.
Damien-
We don't have Steve's up yet.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Damien, who directed it, is going to be around the corner.
Yeah, we got him
we
coming
will be
on to
talking
talk
to
to him
him.
about it too.
Nice.
So-
Sometime soon.
Talk
we
to
got
this
some
man.
Funko. He's going to do some rare Funko Pops, and me and Kyle at least are going to get some. So
Yeah.
Stop
I
it.
think the whole idea is we're going to try to get him on maybe
Yeah.
when we get those at the same time.
we'll talk to him, and then I know that
forward to
even
that.
David
Very
Howard
busy
Thornton.
man right now.
David Howard Thornton was even saying that he would love to come back on
yeah.
too. So until next time, he was a really cool, fun guest to have on the show.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
Literally
Anyone hasn't seen that episode, you
Please
would have
check it
thought
out.
he was just sitting in the room.
God,
with us. That's
that
how
was
good
awesome.
it was.
such a good
Now,
dude.
Perfect guy
His
for us
voices
to have
to,
an interview
to
with.
throw this out there as well too. The voices were incredible. Okay.
Incredible.
Now I think the funny thing about this is that we had never talked to him prior to that phone
No,
call.
that was the first.
You'd have thought you guys are boys.
I mean, we have talked on. I've hinted at a few things on Instagram, but other than that, no contact. Hoping that he was going to answer the phone when we called him,
Yeah.
and he did, and he was above and
was
beyond
awesome,
what
yeah.
what I think we would have expected for the first person
Yeah.
we ever
Super,
interviewed.
yeah.
So
Now I watched.
Couldn't have went better.
I watched the
Yeah.
teaser trailer for Terrifier 2,
yeah,
and it looks like we're in for some
should be good.
shenanigans for
Should
the
be
next
good.
movie.
He
to
looks
say
like he's
the
having
least.
fun.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I
can't
think it's
imagine-
the mime aspect that he does, and like just the constant look on his face is
Yeah.
going to make Art the Clown kind of one of these more like iconic than he is now. Like he's got a cult following now, but
really
I think he's gonna be
does.
even more iconic like when these
Yeah.
next movies come out because I think that they're wanting to do it even in Terrifier 3 already.
I think they had 100,000 views the first first few hours,
That
and
it
I
came
think
out?
Of the
I think
trailer
Damien
of
was
Terrifier 2.
Damien posted.
Yeah.
He's just like, I can't believe this is blown up to where
It's awesome.
we are.
It's
Yeah.
incredibly
Incredible.
creepy. If you like horror movies, horror films, horror anything, I don't
Makes
see
Pennywise look like a pansy.
Dude.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
He really does. So.
Watching it is like easy now.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
Georgie.
his special effects, I think, are what it is. Like, I think it's the fact that he's not afraid to go like extremely brutal with like the gore and
Yep.
For the whole movie, from the first 10 minutes in to the very end of this movie, it's such
It never
a,
really lets up.
and doesn't.
So.
It's brutal.
I would
mean-
expect
and it's
nothing but
great.
the same from the second one.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, the Terrifier 2. Let's
watch it together, guys.
I'm
We will.
excited for it. I can't wait to talk to Damien and
That'll be
David
fun.
again as well.
Yep.
Also,
Great team.
Tenet was like I was telling you was getting pushed back. They've actually done a release date for it as well too. It's coming out I think later on in August, so that's good too. That was that Nolan film that got pushed back. I think it was Nolan. Am I getting that correct? He did Inception, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So Tenet is from that. It looks incredible. If you haven't seen the trailer for that, I would strongly suggest it because that movie is going to probably break some records. And it's got Denzel's boy in it, and I like
He's
him a
good.
lot. He's a really
Yeah,
good
he's
actor.
good. Yep.
So Tenet, and then also if you're a horror fan, Terrifier 2 comes out.
Right.
They say when is it still going to be
I
pushing
think
for
it's
October?
right
to get
around
pushed back?
Halloween.
Yeah.
Ooh, perfect.
It's going to be perfect. We've made a few contacts with maybe a couple other people that might be coming in the fall, more horror stuff. So I think Halloween should be interesting.
Yeah.
We have a
We should have
Halloween
some
show.
interesting people possibly on here in October.
I think so. And I'm excited about our one hopeful lead that we have that is going to be later on as well too for an interview that we've got lined up. But we'll let you guys know about that
Yep.
whenever we find out for sure.
Yes.
Hey,
teaser.
there is some new COVID restrictions that we have in St. Louis. Things are getting tightened up. They were getting a lot of cases, right? So you have to wear a mask like everywhere.
Everywhere.
So I mean, make sure you have a mask in your car. Like I almost forgot and walked in. I had to run back to my car. And grab it.
Guys,
Right.
wear masks.
Wear a mask.
Wear your mask.
I went to get a Starbucks the other day and I didn't have mine on. And the girl
for
actually
yelling.
came over and gave me one.
Yeah, let's say Quick Trip did
So
that.
super nice
Yeah.
about it too.
Yeah.
Quick
I'm
Trip
just
give a mask at the door.
Look, I'm not trying to do anything. I forgot mine. Do you guys have one?
Dude.
She went and grabbed one and ran it out to me.
That's awesome.
Wear your
very cool.
masks. It's not that hard.
No,
Jesus.
it's not a big deal.
The more we wear the masks, the quicker
Just
this
do it.
crap will be over. Just wear your damn masks.
I mean,
See, I'll
that's pretty much it, right? The new ones. I'm sorry.
I'll wear it in public, but if I'm around like people, I mean, I'm sure you guys quarantine. You're not out partying, going
Right.
to
Well,
clubs,
it's,
going
it's
to
the same
bars.
thing. Yeah.
I wear it
But
around
I'll
the
hang
house. Nothing else. But
Oh my god!
paint that
The
for
pair
you.
of underwear on his face, like you can see through the crotch hole or the leg holes.
Oh my gosh.
I just wear it on the backside so the
But
front's completely
If I'm
exposed.
around friends and I know they're quarantining, I'll still hang out with them. But like if I know someone's like, yeah, I'm at Lake of the Ozarks, what's up? I'm gonna hang out.
You're-
Like, sorry,
yeah,
man,
or
you
just
didn't make the
anywhere.
cut.
And you don't
Yeah.
know people
As
who
much as you
are
want to hang
around
out with
you.
them, you're just kind of like, why?
Yeah, just
Why
wear
do
your
you-
mask.
Let's just.
I have
Yeah.
about 10 people I hang out with for real.
Get
that,
this
like,
over
I
with.
see. And it's like I'll hang out with them without masks and stuff. But
Yeah.
like you're included in that 10 guys.
When you go to Walmart, when you go to the grocery store, when you go to
You have to
anywhere,
have
just wear a mask.
Well,
Wear a
if,
mask. Don't complain about
well,
it. It's fine.
if you are concerned and you do want to get tested for COVID, they're doing free testing in North County.
I just heard that today. Not much more information on it, but North County residents, not even residents, I think just St. Louis residents, if you feel the need to get tested, I think eventually everyone is obviously going to have to get tested because you need to know. It's getting bad again. There's some hot spots popping up all over St. Louis, from Kirkwood to Shrewsbury to O'Fallon to St. Charles. I saw so many. It's coming back.
Yeah.
So yeah, test yourself, get tested. Asymptomatic, you're asymptomatic. You don't even. I know a few people that have got it that said they felt nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Asymptomatic, they went tested positive. So that's the scariest part about it. You
Right.
might not know you have it. You won't know you have it.
And you might be fine, but you might affect someone who
Right.
might
Yeah.
not be fine.
Right. And
That's the thing
main
you got to look out for.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, teachers expressed concern with the release of Fort Zumwalt's back to school plan and the Missouri Teachers Union protest going back to class as well too. I'm sorry, the Missouri Teachers protest going back to class, and the St. Louis Teachers Union is recommending online learning until cases decline.
So basically, the teachers, they want to do it online.
Well, they're concerned too because obviously they're going to be not just around one or two students. They would be
Right.
doing in class learning with multiple 20 up to 15, maybe 20 kids, depending on the area and how many are in that age group.
Yeah. you know, classrooms would be
there's a
cut
huge-
back.
You can't blame them.
There's a
Yeah,
huge
you
risk
really
there,
can't.
right? So I mean,
Yeah.
kids gathering that are getting it from potentially their parents or other people or that live in their household that are now coming and infecting other kids and then spreading it to other households is just another way of doing it. I agree. I mean, online learning, if it's available and you're capable of doing it, then I think you should do it.
And also,
Yeah.
we've
But they're not
mentioned this before. One of the least compensated, most important jobs out there in the world right now are teachers, no doubt. So I
Yep.
understand their frustration and doing
Yeah, I
this.
don't blame 'em.
Also, home learning, it's not the same.
It's not.
Nope.
Especially depending on what grade you're going into. If you're in a transitional grade from, say, high school, middle school to high school, or even a kid like fifth grade to middle school, things like that. Like it's
Yeah.
going to be a weird thing. It's not easy for teachers to plan out all these online courses. There's a lot of rules
I
and
saw
restrictions
Taylor
too.
had posted up. He's got 2 little ones, and my buddy Aaron's got little ones as well too. He's got 2, so he's asking and kind of just feeling out other people too to see what they're doing. And there's some mixed results there.
There
Like,
are.
some people are saying I'm sending my kids back to school. Some are
Yep.
saying I'm going to do like the home thing for a while.
There's some weird rules that like teachers can't communicate with kids outside of school too. Like if they need help, so it's like some teachers are following that rule, and that's not really.
Well,
No.
dude,
What's
I mean
the
that.
point?
I don't think that
so,
helps anything.
so
It doesn't at all. Some teachers are breaking that rule and they're helping their kids. Like good teachers should. I mean,
I think that teachers should be able to shut off from their job. They're not like doctors on call. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think that there's a time.
No.
That's what the whole like taking.
Oh, absolutely.
I'll call your teacher right now.
Taking your learning serious in the time that they're giving you is something that I think needs to be taken seriously. Like, so that way it minimizes the amount of potential emails and confusion of
Absolutely.
maybe communication
Absolutely,
between
absolutely.
those two.
Yeah.
So I think that in any job that you should be able to detach from communication and not be relied upon, so that way you don't lose your sanity. I mean, I've worked in retail for a
Gotta
very
have
long
your
time.
freedom.
Yeah, and I don't mean willy nilly
yes, you
give these
do.
kids your
Right.
number and they'll call you at 10 p.m. Like,
I
I
mean,
mean,
Well, they will.
teacher. Like,
I know
well, I
Kyle
know, so
gets-
maybe.
I know
I mean,
Kyle
we-
gets calls like that
Well,
all
they
the
will.
time.
I mean, because I used to work in retail. I used to be a supervisor, manager. So, I mean, you would get
Yeah.
those calls.
Well, I'm saying for tech, just
get
for
it.
tech,
Yeah.
for you. I know you get random calls like all times.
Oh, it's crazy.
Car sales, car business, a lot of it has gone internet.
Yep.
So, I get an internet lead
leads.
at,
Yep.
sometimes you might catch me over here and it's like, man, it looks like Chump's distracted. Well, I got to respond to a customer. That's my job. You're almost always on.
Right.
But,
You don't wanna lose a sale.
customers, You don't want to lose a sale. You want to treat everyone like they're going to buy a car from you and treat them the best you can. So you got to respond.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
part of the job. If you don't like it,
If not,
that's
they'll go
fine.
somewhere else.
They'll
Yeah.
go somewhere else. There's a lot of other Honda dealers. There's a lot of other car makers out there. So it's just part of the job. You got to do it.
Roll with the time.
Got to do
Yes.
it.
Sarah, the social worker, wanted to throw out there that there are a lot of places with free testing around St. Louis as well too. We were just calling out the one.
Yeah, not just
that we have
North.
as
That
well,
was just
too.
one of the new ones introduced in North County. You can read
Yes,
about that.
but good call
Fox
out on
News.
that, Sarah.
But
Thank
there
you for
are many
clarifying
other
on
ones
that.
too.
In another news that we have too, we talked about it last time. We are getting another round of stimulus checks, I believe, in August. Another $1,200. They've reduced the minimum wage thing that they were giving the spiff on too. So that's nice. And then
$1,200 since March. I mean,
coming
if
faster,
that didn't
too.
last
Yeah.
you
It's
guys,
coming faster.
Yeah, it's going to be
come on.
quick.
So
That
So
wasn't
I
enough
won't get
of
to
it.
see a penny because my wife will take it all. I hope you're watching.
yeah.
Goes to
That's
the-
okay.
goes to
She's
the boy.
okay.
No
That's
Funko Pops
awesome.
for
Right.
you.
No Funko Pops.
Nope.
But
Come on, we just
but
want-
no,
Not even just
honestly,
one.
I would say
Come on, man.
one more thing that I want to talk about, because obviously I don't like to portray this as being a political show or anything like that. I like to talk about general news.
I love
sports,
that, Kyle.
and have a
Yep.
good time.
man.
But on one serious note that I will say is that
real.
on November 3rd is the date that you will be voting. Now it's time to do your homework. Don't forget to go and vote. Every vote does count. It doesn't matter what you say. Just go out there. Even I don't care if you don't vote for who I want to win. It doesn't matter. It's just about you being able to voice your opinion. It's a freedom. It's a right as well.
Absolutely.
Right.
And I think that you should definitely do it. So don't forget, November 3rd is going to be the election day, I believe, right?
Sure. Yeah.
So get out there and make sure that your voice was heard.
Yep.
So
It's kind of a privilege. A lot of people can't do it, so take advantage of.
there's
being
a
able to
lot
get
of-
out there and vote. And
there's a lot of things out there too that people say like, they think, felons can't vote. Well, yeah, actually they can. Like that's actually like a wives' tale that like felons can't vote. Like I think there may be a particular situation where maybe you might not be able to, or it might get stripped away from you in a situational aspect, but it's not like if you're a felon, you can't vote.
While we're on the topic, real quick, I know we're not political, but something amazing I did watch on Netflix. Everyone should watch to educate themselves in this time right now. It's called The 13th. It's obviously about the 13th Amendment. It's a great documentary by Ava DuVernay.
Ooh, Dubalet.
Eva DuVernay.
Reminded me like Will
On
Ferrell
Netflix.
doing the what was it, the art thing whenever he starts making
All
up
right,
his own
Miss
word.
Horny. Horny.
Horny.
Yeah.
Scrumptious.
I try to. Thank you. I take that as a compliment.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Watch The 13th on Netflix.
The 13th.
Every single person in America should watch this if you haven't yet.
Mark, what are you watching? Anything? We know it's going to be horror related,
I did watch the new Invisible Man.
but okay.
That wasn't bad.
How was it?
Someone gets split down the
good.
middle with a chainsaw.
No, first of all, it was a handsaw. That's the one that
Surprised
you
you liked
watched.
it.
So
Surprised you
don't hate
wasn't-
on that.
It was pretty good. Other than that, I went to a couple old school things. I went to Superbad and Horrible Bosses the other day. Just
That's
for
awesome.
some-
Man,
I like the
Throwbacks.
comedy.
Yep.
Good
So,
throwbacks, yeah.
As much as I like nasty, filthy horror movies, I like comedy a lot.
There's
Superbad
nothing
and
wrong
Horrible
with that.
Bosses are both very good.
Those
Great.
are good. Those are good ones. Yeah.
Love 'em.
Part
No,
2
I-
Horrible Bosses is good too.
I've talked about this too. I think that Dewey Cox, the Walk Hard, the
Yeah.
Dewey Cox story, is hands down one of my favorite
Yeah.
comedy movies of all times.
you don't want no
Just
part of
go
that,
to
do
it.
we?
I think I do want me to. Yeah, I can quote that whole movie. It is fantastic.
Love that movie.
But
Dog on
it's time for some music, dude.
I love this. Love this.
Nick,
Music. Hey, just because
Makes
we're
the
here in Corvid, the
people-
music doesn't stop.
It doesn't.
don't forget it's
heard?
Corvid, as Nick said last
Corvid.
week. It's Corvid
Because we're chilling in Corvid and the Pandy doesn't mean
and the Pandy. Oh
doesn't
man,
mean the music stops.
this is some hipster ass shit. That
Da-ba-da-da.
Corvid during the Pandy.
Andy.
We got Mark over there scatting.
Panties.
Sound like we're straight from St. Louis.
We are scatting.
We're all
Guess
like
what?
whoop-de-woo.
Guess what? I'm gonna lead this music section off. The note from our sponsors.
I really missed not being here last week. I
Aw,
needed this.
we missed
I
you.
needed this outlet. Sometimes
Yeah, it
always
doesn't
miss
feel
you,
right.
I
when
get
we don't
real
have the whole
tight.
crew.
If you know what I'm saying. Go ahead though.
It's like,
Sorry.
it's like a missing Power Ranger.
It really is.
I mean,
You're the white or the Green Ranger. The Green Ranger that turned into the White Ranger. The most important one is basically
Yep.
what I'm saying.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Right.
missed you. Hey,
Black Ranger was the coolest though.
hey,
That's cool. Yeah.
hey.
Hey.
Hey,
Hey,
Hello.
guys.
Mic check.
Guess what?
Music
Lollapalooza. Lollapalooza this year. Guess what's not happening? But
Man, that was disappointing.
we're taking it virtual,
Yeah.
baby. It actually is happening now. It's not happening in
Arcade
Chicago like
Fire.
normally. Grant Park. For any of you Lollapalooza goers out there, it's supposed to happen Sunday. Actually, next weekend, July 30th, August 2nd. Clearly, it's not going to happen. But we're going to take this virtual. Paul McCartney, Chance the Rapper, Outkast. Again,
Outkast.
so good.
Oh,
we
that's-
hollered them last week for a
crazy.
festival.
That's cool.
Good to see them coming back, getting back together. LL Cool J and Michelle Obama, who's been on a lot of festival lineups virtual this year.
Really?
She do
just
music?
worked.
Yeah, she's starting up a rap game.
Yeah,
You
she's
didn't know
friends
that?
with. She's friends with that.
like
Bluegrass.
death metal or
Bluegrass.
I heard she's friends with that Beyonce girl. I think
Is that what it is?
they hang out together.
No, dude.
something. Gutturals.
How funny would that be if she started like a rap label?
She's a
Michelle
DJ.
Obama was trying to get out there.
Didn't like Will Smith's wife like get into a death metal band or a metal band or something?
Jada
She was a lead
Pinkett?
singer.
Jada?
Yeah.
She cheated.
Maybe.
she
Almost
hooked up with that
positive.
woman.
Fact check that. Let us know if
Yeah,
you guys are
hold on,
watching.
almost
hold on.
positive. She like got into a metal band and was like playing metal festivals and things like
Jada
that.
Pinkett Smith in the metal band.
I know
I'm a metal
Shaq,
guy,
I know Shaq's
so-
a DJ.
Shaq's DJ'd a lot of stuff. He's
DJ
a good
Diesel
rapper.
or something like that.
Shaq
That sounds
Diesel.
about right.
Anyway.
Diesel.
What? Sorry, going back to our. Is this still Lollapalooza?
Getting back to Lolla 2020, the virtual version.
Hey, ready? Wicked Wisdom is an American new metal band from Los Angeles, formed by Jada Pinkett Smith in 2002.
Oh yeah.
Repeat the name.
Whoa!
I'll be damned.
Wicked Wisdom.
Wicked Wisdom.
Isn't that wild?
Whoa!
Hopefully they're on some festival
Mark
lineups
spitting
and
some
shit.
knowledge over there.
I'll be
What's
damned.
up?
How many
Good one.
shows did? All right. Well, I'm looking at that.
You never know.
Was she the singer?
Listen to this
Yeah.
lineup though. Who else you got besides Outkast and Chance the Rapper?
Literally everybody. LCD
Metallica.
Sound System. Run the
Randy Toto.
Jewels.
Yeah, yes.
Lordy, lordy, lord.
Lord, Alabama Shakes. It's crazy. So many good. You'll like Louis the Child, Nightmare. They're dope.
Yep.
Tank
Alice
and the Bangas.
Alice in Wonderland's good too.
So much good stuff.
Neighborhood.
So much
Vic
good
Mensa?
stuff. It's incredible. 100. It
haven't
says
heard his
over
name in a while.
150 artists.
Wow.
Look into that. I'm sure there's going to be a small fee for this or some type of donation-based thing. But it all goes to these people who aren't making money right now. And this is the only way that artists can make money is if you pay
you
for
see
their
that
live streams
right
and
there?
donate to their
It
things.
says the first porno for Pyro's reunion in 24 years.
Wow.
Does that
Because
mean we're gonna get, like,
Lollapalooza
a-
was
does that
founded
mean
by
we're gonna-
Perry Farrell.
Waiting.
Does that mean we're gonna get like a live, like Jane says?
I'm sure. Why would you not? Been caught stealing. We're gonna get been caught stealing. I mean,
Woo!
It's a great song.
It is a great
It's a good
song.
song.
and Perry Farrell's going to put on a conversation with Lars Ulrich. You're not going to want to miss that.
Yeah. Well, you might want to though.
Miss that. He sucks.
Probably.
Lars Ulrich.
And Chuck D.
Dude, awesome. I loved it. Yeah. Well, I'll listen to Chuck D. He's got a good time to talk to him. Good stuff happening here in Lollapalooza land. It's awesome.
Do you remember the South Park when they were making fun of Lollapalooza? Lollapalooza.
Lollapalooza.
That's not the festival one, is
Move
it?
your glass a little bit over to the.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're about half off the thing there.
Daredevil.
my seat.
Yeah, what's up? Mark lives on the edge, literally.
Yeah.
Still happening next weekend, just the virtual version, exclusively live on YouTube. So a lot of times when they say that, they say it costs, but then it's just on YouTube. So you can still donate. They need it. Check it out. Actually, maybe these bands are huge. This is gonna be awesome. You guys got to check this out.
Check it out. Yeah, it's too big of a lineup for you to not
Too
check
big,
out.
150 plus
Lollapalooza
bands,
is going virtual.
so much good stuff. Also, another canceled festival was Summer Camp. Shouted out last week.
3-6 Mafia.
So many. They have announced their lineup for next year, which is pretty much everyone's re-signed. But I think they've added some new stuff. It's if you're going to go to a festival next year,
Tipper, Dope,
saying we
Mo's
can-
up there.
assuming we can actually have festivals next year.
Humphreys
Again,
3-6.
it's going to be unbelievable.
Wow.
Ween, STS9, Pigeons playing ping pong, Lettuce, the Floozies.
Ooh, I like that picture.
Quadruple P.
You don't. You
I
can't,
like that.
it's too much. It's overload. One of the most fun festivals, May 28th, 29th, and 30th next year, 2021. Three Sisters Park, Chillicothe.
Sean wants to
Illinois.
know are the Deftones on there? Or Lollapalooza?
Lollapalooza.
You
They
check-
got a new album coming out too.
You check that
That'll be interesting
website.
when
Check
that
out
gets done.
Lollapalooza's website. They
Some
will let
links
you
in the
know.
comments.
Fact that for me.
150,
Fact check that for me.
150
Let me know.
bands. You'd assume
If
Deftones might be
Deftones are
one
going
of
to be
them.
in one of those 150 bands.
I love
for
my
Lollapalooza.
I had a short list. I didn't see them, but do love the Deftones. Would love to see.
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
Chino back up.
summer camp's going
Oh,
to
yeah.
be dope. Hopefully, it can happen live next year. The virtual
2011. No.
No.
this year was the 20th anniversary of summer camp, but we took it virtual. So next year we're I guess they're re-celebrating the 20 years. We're not counting this year, so we're gonna make
Yeah.
next year. the
Well, I mean, I
20.
think a lot of people are writing
Skip
this
that.
year off, so
Right.
it's not.
This year didn't count. It was virtual.
You know,
This is really cool. Link in the comments. Watch members of Primus, Tool, and Coheed and Cambria perform Rush's Anthem.
What a great song.
Super
That's
awesome.
my favorite band of all time.
Rush is
Rush.
amazing.
Love me some
Done
Rush.
by
Seen 'em a bunch.
Danny Carey, Les Claypool, Claudio from Coheed and Cambria with the hair, like
Yep.
all the big hitters from all these bands.
Yep.
They got together, they recreated this song, and it sounds incredible, just how you think it would sound.
Right.
With all these people coming together to create this. So
And those are all big Rush fans. I know that. I know Les Claypool and Danny Carey
for
are
sure.
big Rush
I
people.
mean,
so
I
That's
put
awesome.
I put
Miss
Danny
Neil
Carey.
Peart.
I
Rest in
put
peace,
Danny
Neil.
Carey on
Yeah.
the level with Neil Peart.
Yep.
Those guys are two
Danny Carey is so
innovators
good.
in their genres, and
Yeah.
dude, two of the most legendary drummers. An awesome collaboration. Definitely check that
Very
out.
cool.
You will not be disappointed. This is cool. This is a smart thing here. Socially distant vertical concerts are gaining popularity in Europe. So they're just renting
Yep.
hotels and then having a stage at the
Cool.
bottom. And the way to socially distance is rent the hotel room and you just come out on your balcony and you
not
go
bad.
and you go up rather than out.
interesting.
Not bad.
Interesting.
They're gaining popularity. It's kind of a cool thing. I mean, if you're thinking of innovative ways that we can hang out
That's
and
up there.
see shows, that's
like
a
it.
pretty good idea, I'd say.
It is up there.
As long as you don't have to pay $1,000 for a hotel room for a night. I guess depending on the band you see, depends on the price you'll pay. But great idea.
Yeah.
Great idea if you're asking me. Even the drive-in concerts have been awesome, but this is cool. This is the next
This
step.
is vertical, though.
I like it. This is a vertical concert. Speaking about drive-in concerts, 2 huge bands to announce drive-in concerts. I know most of our listeners might be from St. Louis, but hey, if you're out there on the East Coast, we love you too. I mean, just because you're maybe in Philadelphia or Boston, we appreciate you. We appreciate you. But the Pigeons Playing Ping Pong band we love.
Yeah,
They're
like them.
announcing a drive-in tour. It's going to start in Cape Cod, Massachusetts, go on to Auburn, New York, and then end in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. 2 shows in Auburn, New York. So 4 shows over 3 nights in 3 different cities in the East Coast.
Quadruple P.
Pigeons
Quad
Playing
P.
Ping Pong, guys.
Don't miss out.
You
Don't
got to
sleep
know
on
these
this.
guys by
Go
now.
get
They're
the
awesome. If you're on the
4
East
Ps.
Coast, or if you like to travel, hit one of these up. They're going to sell out fast if they're not already sold out. Huge band, awesome thing, drive-in. And one more, my favorite guys, to just start a drive-in tour, Billy Strings, Chicago area, a little closer to us.
We talked about this last week too, didn't we?
Might be.
We talked about Billy
Well,
Strings.
we talked about his late-night TV debut on the Kimmel Show, I believe.
You don't have a name like Billy
Really great.
Strings unless you know your way around a
Yeah.
guitar.
Kid is just a genius, a musical genius. I'm sure you know who he is by now. Billy Strings. He's going to be in McHenry, Illinois, close to Chicago, in the McHenry Outdoor Theater, September 16th and 17th. It's going to be an outside tailgate and drive-in concert. So much fun. Like, these are not fun.
Yeah,
tailgating,
dude, definitely.
Tailgating is fun.
It's what
Concerts
we
are
can do.
fun.
Yep.
It's what we can do right now. So I mean, might as well go and experience it because hopefully the plan is obviously to not have it be like this forever. So this might be something new that you can say, hey, do you remember that time when we had to do this? And then hopefully
I love
it
at
fades
the
away.
Oh,
It
it's
fades
not
away
at
in
the
time.
drive-in. No, it's just at a drive-in.
Billy Strings at the drive-in.
Disappointing a little.
His concert tour. It's what we can do. Like I said, I'll never forget that Mark Rebellier show at the drive-in. The
bet.
drive-in shows are sick. Check them out. One actual. I didn't have a lot of live streams tonight. Not much going on out there. Not gonna lie. I've announced Lollapalooza, a couple things. But tonight, after our show, if you guys are chilling late night, you've had a couple drinks, you're just vibing still, you should tune into Grace Potter. I don't know if you've heard of Grace Potter and the Nocturnals, but they are an incredible jam band. She's got an incredible voice. You will love her so much. She does the Twilight Hour live stream. It'll start at immediately when our show's over. So tune into that. Yeah. I'd say it's on her YouTube channel, the Grace Potter YouTube channel. Just search it. She pops up. It's live. Like, she's playing. Actual whole band. Cool. It's live. It's free. And it's dope.
That's awesome.
You'll love it. She's amazing.
Sean Lawrence is saying to curb his appetite, he's been watching throwback full concerts on YouTube and the Alice in Chains MTV Unplugged.
Oh, that's a good one.
That is
Such
a really good one. Yeah.
Nice.
I listened to that on Spotify.
So
we
good.
talked about that before too. Down
Yeah,
in the
that
Hole
was my
one.
favorite.
Rooster.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It was just a really good
Down in
live
the
version.
hole.
Nirvana obviously was the one that you think
absolutely.
of. I think I
very
called
good
out
one.
Eric Clapton last time when we talked about
Very
that as
good.
well too. Really good live version. And I was saying too, it's weird what you can't find that Stained MTV Unplugged anywhere. It's like
I
a
thought
DVD.
someone posted they found
on
it on
YouTube,
YouTube.
remember?
It's on
But it's
YouTube as
video.
an
You can't
entire
buy
thing,
the-
but it's a
yeah,
video.
there's no
Like I'm
CD
talking
version.
about, no one ever like remastered into CD into a CD
Yep.
version, like they did with the
We've seen
Nirvana
that.
Unplugged and stuff like that. So another good one as well too. I'm
My
a huge,
theory is
huge, huge Stain fan.
Aaron Lewis probably didn't want it to happen, so he put the kibosh.
Hey, you
on
were
it.
telling me that Aaron Lewis is kind of a
Allegedly
allegedly.
he whines a lot
That
on
sucks.
stage at his fans and might have an alcohol problem. Allegedly, I don't know. Anyway, while
What do you mean,
we're not there.
man?
While we're on the 90s grunge tip, one more
This is
I
exciting.
love
yeah.
me some old Stone
one more
Temple
live stream
Pilots.
I'd like to shout out. Stone Temple Pilots playing Core in its entirety, which is one of their, probably their best album.
Their best
Yeah.
album, hands down.
No doubt. Every song you'll probably
Plush.
recognize.
What's your
that's-
favorite? Hey, what's your favorite song from that album? I'll start.
Plush.
Rush.
Plush.
Sorry.
Plush.
yours?
Probably mine. As far as that album.
I think Dead and Bloated.
Oh, that's a good one.
I am smelling like a rose. Dude, that one rocked, dude. That was a
Yeah.
good song.
It's funny, like a lot of these songs, I think of a lot, but they're probably on other albums. I'd have to listen to it again in its entirety. But here's your chance. Pay-per-view event. It's only $9.99. Stone Temple Pilots, this Friday, 7 p.m. Central, performing Core in its entirety on
awesome.
the Nugs.tv
Interesting.
outlet. Great outlet.
You get a lot of bands that you go see, and they play a lot of their new music when you're like, oh, play your good stuff.
Are you gonna watch that? You gonna watch that live?
You know, if I'm home Friday
You know,
night,
I get to see live.
I'm
You
gonna get
remember
off
Live?
work, and I think I'm gonna check that out. You should
The band
we should
Live.
check that out.
Let's do it.
Mid
Check that
'90s
out.
kind of alternative. You remember Live?
Sure.
Yeah, live.
Throwing Copper.
We saw them open for Counting Crows, and he did nothing but all the old shit.
Yeah.
And it
Awesome.
was fantastic.
Yeah.
One after another, no talking, and it was great. He
Hell
played
yeah.
everything. Lakini's Juice,
Knows
you
what
know.
you want.
Yeah, everything that was good off Throwing Copper, which is almost the whole album.
Everything.
He just did it all.
Ed
and he was
Kowalczyk.
like sweating his ass off. You would have thought he hasn't lost a step. He's in great shape. That's awesome.
He still does his
Yeah.
own solo stuff, I think. But yeah, I know when he comes through as live, they do a
was
lot
very
of
good.
classic old stuff. They
I
have
like
so much
that.
A
good
lot of
stuff.
the old stuff.
I like when they do that.
You forget how many good songs some of these bands have.
Right.
You're like, whoa, that was you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that song. So that's awesome. Stone
Very
Temple
good.
Pilots coming back. Obviously, sans Scott Weiland, rest in peace.
Yep.
But they're still good. My voice cracked.
Your voice always cracks.
And finally, rounding out the music section on a Monday, in memoriam, the Fleetwood Mac co-founder Peter Green. It's sad. Fleetwood Mac was huge,
Yep.
incredibly
Huge.
influential, incredible band. One of the founders in 1967. He also wrote "Black Magic Woman" for Santana, one of the most
Black Magic Woman.
popular songs in the history of the world. He founded Fleetwood Mac with Mick Fleetwood,
Yeah.
obviously, the drummer,
Favorite Fleetwood Mac song.
Jeremy Spencer, John
A lot
McVeigh.
of good ones.
Oh, the Chain. You got so many.
Jane.
You got so many. He wrote a lot of good songs. He was actually voted by Rolling Stone as the 58th greatest guitar of all time. Which, if you're in the top 100 guitar players, if you're in the top 1 million guitar players, you're pretty good, probably.
Oh
so.
yeah.
Wow.
58th overall by Rolling Stone, whatever that means to you. So a lot of good videos, a lot of cool things popping back up, a lot of tributes to the man Peter Green, and check out you know
Check it
Fleetwood
out.
Mac. Everyone
Check
knows
it out.
Fleetwood Mac.
Yep.
A lot of cool stories.
A lot of
good
good music
stuff.
news, huh?
That's it, man.
Well,
Rest in peace.
Let me ask you a question. We'll go around the table just to see what are you listening to right now. You go and get in your car. What song you putting on? Don't have to put too much thought into it.
Oh wait,
Yeah, I'm
I'm
talking
going
to
to me
you.
first.
Yeah.
If I get in my car, first
Right
song I'm
now,
putting
what
on
song
is
you gonna put on?
Moksha by Lettuce.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mark.
I've been all over the place lately. There's like a new kind of 80s electronic band called The Midnight. I've been listening to them, which was
Okay.
in my Instagram story when I
Vaporwave.
posted my beer.
Okay.
I did a little Rob Zombie. I did a little Deftones. I did a little Sublime. So that's
Okay.
where I've been bouncing back and forth from.
Boomer, what about you?
Right now, Pretty Lights Finally Moving. Just a great song.
That's fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Love it.
I would say, man, that Ben Harper song,
I know.
Brown Eyed Blues. I
Yeah.
love that song. I know. I
Or
was listening- I
Do
was,
Be in
like,
My
singing
Pocket
by Kelly Williams.
yeah.
That's a good one. I'd say it's been a combination for me of like Ben Harper, Jack Harlow, Bill Withers, Snooks Eglin, which is a blues guy, and then Sublime. I've been listening to a lot of Sublime as well too.
I don't know what it is. Sublime just puts me in like a really good mood.
It never
yeah.
gets
Even
old.
though a lot of their music,
Never
Brad,
gets
was
old.
like in a bad place
Oh,
sometimes.
yeah, you can tell.
Yeah.
But
He spoke the truth.
That
there's
was his-
something about it that
Yeah.
puts you
Spoke the
puts you in
truth.
a good mood.
It really does.
Yeah, definitely.
Love some Sublime.
I mean, you can't hate on any of their music. Like a lot of their music is, well, not a lot, but all of
It's a
their
shame.
music is
There
fantastic.
could have been so much more.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
You guys want to talk some sports?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do
Yeah,
this.
Boomer. I know you're ready.
I'm pumped.
Get in the mix.
All right, hand it over to me.
He's been talking
Hand it
about
over
this
to me.
since he walked in the door.
You guys ready? Okay, let me lead this off. Go, Kyle.
Well, I mean, I appreciate you being a trooper and going through this with us.
That's
man.
cool.
Thanks.
I'm gonna
We're
zoom
gonna start
myself
off
out.
with some big news. At least I think is big news. MLS, St. Louis is getting a team. Okay,
Absolutely
We are.
We've
awesome.
known this.
for sure.
We've known that the stadium's getting built. We know all these cool things. However, just as Seattle got released that the team name was going to be Kraken for the NHL expansion team, they're going to be playing at the Crack House. Mike Wagner, shout out to you. The MLS has said that, St. Louis has announced that they're going to reveal the name and colors August 13th for their new
Cool.
MLS team. So, thoughts
Yeah.
on that? What do you guys think?
Not
I'm
much
excited.
more. Not
I'm
much
excited
more
for it.
information than that. It's all coming out the 13th. But cool. Yeah. What do you think they're gonna do?
There's another St. Louis
I mean,
sports team for us
That's
to
a cool
support.
teaser.
Yeah.
I'm a
You
soccer
know.
guy. There's a huge soccer community in St. Louis. If
Yeah.
anyone thinks like
Huge.
this isn't going to work, It's
No,
gonna
it's gonna
work.
work.
Oh, yeah.
It's huge. I go to STLFC games. They're a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone who hasn't been, you're missing out. There's
Yeah.
like craft beer. There's good different food. So
Oh, craft beer Mark's there.
I'm there, but they put on. It's not a bad product, but getting our own MLS team is going to be good for us. And there's a lot of support for soccer here.
Well, let's not forget too. Atlanta just won last year, right?
Right.
They were an expansion team.
Expansion team.
So
Yeah.
the team that was just brought into the MLS won the championship last year as an expansion
That's
team.
awesome.
So
Right.
with how they do the expansion draft potentially, I haven't seen how they're going to do that, but that would be an interesting thing to see for us.
Right.
Because it could just be like us coming in as a fairly competitive team, and they could be interesting and fun to watch right off tops.
Yeah.
And any team in St. Louis, we're going to support them.
I mean,
Oh, my God,
honestly,
yeah.
I actually plan on getting season tickets
There you
from
go.
the get go. Me and my brother are big soccer fans.
Yeah.
My grandpa is actually in the St. Louis Soccer Hall of Fame.
Really?
So
Ooh,
Frank
fun fact.
Houston,
Yeah.
I remember when he passed away, all these guys came in with jackets on. I'm like, who are these people? And he is part of the St. Louis Soccer Hall of Fame. So all of his old teammates showed up, and very cool. So me and my brother, are big soccer people.
That's
so
awesome.
A lot
man.
of huge names. It is a huge thing in St. Louis.
it is
You
a
don't
big
really
thing.
realize
It is.
We'll support it, and it'll do well here. No doubt about it.
Copeland, Bush, a lot of
Yep.
like select soccer
Yep,
teams.
Bluefield soccer, they
Yeah.
do all
Ty
types of-
Keogh from Ty Keogh, I believe, is from St. Louis, isn't he? A soccer announcer. Huge soccer name.
Yeah.
Yep.
One of the
Yeah.
reasons why St. Louis soccer is
I mean, our
huge.
indoor soccer teams did well here. You remember the Storm and
Yeah,
the Steamers
Ambush.
and
Ambush,
the Ambush.
Storm, Steamers,
Oh, yeah.
They all
Daryl
did
Duran,
well.
Slobo.
Slobo.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Huge for a little
Daryl
bit.
Durant.
Daryl Duran.
Daryl Duran.
He was like the coach and the
Coach
captain.
player.
And he was
I believe he
he's so
still does.
balding.
He still
Yeah.
is too, right?
Yeah.
Man, whatever happened to Daryl Duran's hair? If anyone knows what happened to Daryl Duran's hair, please
I actually
comment in the
have-
section and let us know.
I have a bobblehead
You have a
sign.
lock. You have a lock of
From-
his hair.
Daryl Duran.
I was waiting for.
It's bald on the top. It says "To Chump, best wishes."
Oh
On the
my
bald
God.
spot.
On the bald spot.
On the bald spot, Daryl Duran.
He was an awesome
So,
guy.
Very
Awesome.
cool.
I took ambush
Yeah.
soccer camp when I was a kid. It was good. He was one of the coaches. My mom cut his hair when I was a kid, I believe, too. But then I realized
So you
he
have
doesn't-
the hair.
He
That
doesn't
was-
have hair. So
That
how
was
do
a short cut.
probably very give me
well.
the $3 and get out of here.
Really quickly, we have Chris McMenemy tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Says, "Let's go MLS, baby." I'm
Yes.
excited for it
Love
too.
it.
And then
not gonna
Sean
be bad.
Loren says, "Don't let us get tons of gear like the Battlehawks and then leave." That's what happens whenever we support a team that's like ran by Vince McMahon,
And then a
the
pandemic
WWE
hits.
and a pandemic hits.
The
So
worst part, it would have been cool to see those 50,000 at that game.
Now-
just
now here's
to
the
see
deal.
what
Yeah.
they would have been able
here's
to
the deal.
come up with.
We would have supported because it was a St. Louis based team.
It was
and
ours.
And I asked the question. This was the question we asked whenever this came up: was if the Rams would have never left St. Louis, would you think that the Battlehawks would have had the following that they had? And
No.
the answer that was unanimous around the table was absolutely not.
Yep.
So the Battlehawks was a chance. It was actually a stock, basically the way that I look at it.
People like the
People-
Battlehawks just out of spite, kind
Right,
of, right?
kind
They're
of.
pissed
It
about
was
the
like
Ramsey,
because
so
they
we're gonna show
because they
attention.
could
Well-
get tickets for cheap because Kroenke was a douche and they hated him and they were like, hey, this is our way to get back at Kroenke is just to support this team in lieu of the Rams.
You know what? We
And
were
that's
kind
why
of
they did.
exciting.
We were
a little fun.
They had some
I'm
good
not
players.
saying that the
brought-
team.
Our top two players are drafted in the NFL.
Right.
now.
I mean,
So,
Jordan
they're
Tim
good.
was the backup quarterback for the Chiefs.
Now, here's-
That's not bad for
Now,
an XFL.
remember, I'm not taking anything away from the talent that played in the league.
Right.
I'm not saying it was bad football. I'm just saying that because of the NFL overshadowing it, you're not going to have that be a highly populated sport if there's an actual NFL team in that city.
And it showed too as the weeks went on. From the first week where it was incredible, like they were selling tickets, they went
Right.
to open the top, like
Right.
we were
Except
sold
for-
out. Too many tickets sold, and as the weeks went on, it slowly
Except for us.
declined.
We went up. We went up to the point where they had to expand the top. There was 50,000. I had tickets for the one game.
yeah,
And there was 50,000 people playing for that game against LA
yeah.
to get kind of a little more. Yeah, is it out of spite? Sure, but it was something to call ours.
Yep, sure.
People can say whatever they want about
Right.
it, but it was our team.
Right.
And yeah, they were we were behind the Battlehawks.
We were behind
the
them.
players loved it.
And that
They
was
didn't expect it either.
yeah, but that was like and that I never have any doubt in that because it's St. Louis. Like
Yeah.
we back our sports teams.
We
That's
want
the
to
way
stand
that
up for
we are.
Kroenke.
We have great
Yeah.
sports
Shit on him.
teams. We have great sports teams, though.
Right, we do. We do. That's because of the fact that we support them as well as we do.
Yeah.
We do.
So I'm excited for the MLS team. I hope
It's
that it
gonna be
gets
fun.
going soon. I can't wait to find out what they're going to name it. Color wise as well too. We already have the Blues that are obviously blue. We have the Cardinals that are red. What color do we go for
What
the
are
Blue and
soccer
red,
team?
I'm
Nick,
thinking
what do you
red.
think?
but we're not really American. I see like a blue and red team being like the DC team is blue and red with some white. Damn, what are we gonna be? I want to be neon yellow and
You want to go construction
and
worker look?
safety
Fantastic.
orange.
I'm gonna
Safety
leave,
orange.
I'm gonna go on because I think they're gonna kind of bridge the gap with the St. Louis flag. With that, I'm gonna go blue, green, where the STLC team has gone. Blue, green, red in that mix,
Like a Mexican color, like a Mexico.
Well, I don't want to go
Italian?
I don't plan on going Italian, but I think that's with the flag and the colors that they've had already.
And the
There's also a
STLFC
Schlafly
is
building they want to build next to it. That's going to be a brewery that you
Ooh.
can sit outside and
Oh, yeah,
overlook
that's cool.
into the stadium.
That'd be
almost.
cool.
That's good marketing.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So you can sit out on the patio and kind of look over to the left, and the game's going to be going on. I don't know how much you'll get to see, but it'll probably do well
Yeah.
in that space right
Yeah.
there.
I mean,
A lot of hooligans.
Whatever the whatever the St. Louis Hooligans, right? Is the name? Is that the name of the team? Or
That's
whatever the name of the people
the
that follow the
fans
team
that
and
get
the
there
fans.
early, and they actually lead all the fans.
There's
in
a
first,
soccer
so they-
bar around here, right?
There's quite a few.
Amsterdam pub.
Amsterdam pubs.
Amsterdam. I used to go to Teagan down by the Dome. There's quite a few. Soccer's big here.
It
I
is.
mean,
It really is.
It is.
some of the bars are packed at 7 a.m.
If you haven't,
Man United, Man City,
if you're not
Chelsea,
into
Liverpool.
it, if you haven't figured it out yet, watch Green Street Hooligans.
Great movie.
Yep, it is.
So
Watch Green Street Hooligans. It'll give you respect for the sport. Nick,
Yep.
you look like you're about to go and take a pee, man. You doing all right?
I
You're getting
wasn't at
antsy.
all. No,
You're getting ready.
I'm feeling good. And
I felt-
actually,
I
you know,
felt like he was going to take the headphones off. He was doing one of these, like waiting for like a quick break to get out.
Some things are better left unsaid. Now it's in my mind. I probably will soon, but I don't have to.
I planted
so
it.
the FC team is like navy blue and green, right? I've
That's
seen.
kind
so
of
maybe
what
if they
they've
go
gone
with
for.
that, then
Maybe they'll kind of drift into, the flag is what
we can
red,
speculate. That'd
blue,
be red and
yellow.
blue, right? Kind of be red, white, blue, yellow type thing. Could be.
Words
Could be.
are they're
Right,
going to
nailed it.
They're going to kind of move away from the STLFC team. I don't know what they're going to do with them, but
They're
we've
gonna
had a
be
lot
in
of
all
fun
white.
at games there.
We
gonna
will
be an all-white
find out
jersey.
August
All white.
13th.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be mute. We'll be mute colors.
Yeah.
Red, white, and blue.
Offend no one.
Black, gray, and white.
We'll have red, white, and blue. Red will be soccer. Red will be the Cardinals. Blue will be the Blues.
White
Maybe
will be
some
white.
yellow.
White will be them.
Yellow from the Cardinal and the blue.
Then we'll be the new America's team.
Well,
God bless
we're guessing the
America.
colors
God
here. What's
bless
the name
America.
going to be? Kyle, go.
Ooh, the new. Don't you?
This
I'm
is
the host
tough.
of this damn
Damn.
show. Don't
This
you
is
ever?
tough.
I know. I turned the tables.
Nick and his crew.
Let me see here, because obviously you kind of throw out any of the previous names that you've had from. I say you go with the Hooligans. That's the name of the followers. I think it's the something that sounds catchy that you can market. I
It's a
think
cool
that
name.
I think you stick with the Hooligans. It has a football meaning because of the fact that obviously the Hooligans follow the team
Right.
for the different soccer firms. So
Yeah.
I think you call them the St. Louis Hooligans. Call it a day.
How about Luligans?
The Luligans. Ooh,
from
from
Louis.
St. Louis.
Luligans.
I like the blue Ordinals. We're going to mix
There you go.
My
How
jersey
goodness.
colors.
How creative. He wrote that down and
So-
took the letters and swapped them.
And he got to go
Exactly
last.
what I did.
And he got to go last, and that's what he could come up with. You had all that time to think. And what did you just? Did you look
That's
at
why
my
he,
screen?
that's why he sent
I
it to
didn't-
you.
I didn't think one time.
Quit looking at my screen, dude.
I didn't think one time.
Dude,
So the blue Ordinals.
the Blue Ordinals.
The Blardinals.
You're gonna go
The
Hooligans.
Blardinals.
I'm just gonna say the Hooligans. What do you say?
I don't even know.
The
You don't even
Boomigans.
No.
The Kapow.
The Kapow.
We'll find out August
I'm curious
13th.
where they're going to go with the team name. That'll be interesting.
In colors.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
It should be good.
Let's switch over
Yeah,
to
no
NBA
clue.
because
I have
we
no
have the least amount to talk about with NBA. There's a really
Right.
cool story though.
Really cool.
Kyrie Irving commits 1.5 million to help pay WNBA players who opted out of this season. Thoughts? What do you guys think? I think it's a solid move from a guy.
Yeah. He gets a lot of trash. People talk a lot of trash
I
about
like
him.
Kyrie Irving.
He seems to do some good things, though, when he doesn't play much
His Uncle
basketball.
Drew. His
but
Uncle Drew didn't have to do that, but you know what? Here you go, Uncle Drew. That's for you. We appreciate you supporting the females that decide to opt out of the season who
I
aren't
thought I
getting
did
paid.
something wrong over here.
and that's of his own money. That's his own income.
It's out of his
so
own income. So.
I appreciate when people like that in a position with money to help out because I feel like
You don't need all-
see it.
you don't
You
need all that
see
money.
it, but you just don't see a lot of it.
right.
Right. If you could do it, then do it, right?
Yeah, it all makes you look good. It's gets you in the news, and it's good marketing for
Are
yourself.
these games being on TV, NBA? I've seen things are going on.
It
Haven't
doesn't-
seen it
I
on
don't-
TV
I don't
yet.
think there's actually games
Right.
like yet.
I
They're just in
think-
they're just in their like kind
Warm
of
up.
Kind of
camp
warm
or
up,
whatever they're
maybe
doing. Yeah,
exhibition phase.
you'll see them on TV when it
Just
starts.
curious where that's
So,
going.
well, this is the newest question that I have. So, Nick, I'll ask the questions around this show.
Sorry, I overstepped my bounds.
Raise your
I
hand.
apologize.
Who do you got in the NBA this year? Go.
in the NBA? LeBron.
LeBron and the Lakers.
Come on, man.
Who you got?
I think LeBron will win. Who I want, Milwaukee,
Okay.
but I don't think they'll win.
Giannis.
Giannis.
Giannis a lot.
Yeah.
Bad.
No
Bad.
comment.
Bucks.
No comment because obviously,
You could just pick one.
I mean, I would say LeBron.
I'm gonna have to go Lakers.
I couldn't
with
name
LeBron.
five. Hey, I couldn't name 5 NBA players if you paid me.
Yeah.
So we all,
If you put
What about
$100
the
bucks,
past?
I only said LeBron. 'cause that's
I mean,
all
in the
know.
past,
Hey,
yeah, but
that's-
$100 on the table, I would not
That's why,
pass that test.
guys. That's why we have him run the cameras.
I'm gonna zoom myself out.
Well,
So it's
you
unanimous.
know, it's really tough
So
because
I said the Lakers. However, in other Lakers news, in
Cardinals.
case you guys didn't figure this out, hey,
One of the classiest
dude,
Lakers.
this is. I don't know if you guys know about this. Is actually new news.
It's breaking.
This is breaking
News
news.
story.
Whoa, hold on.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Dwight Howard.
Killing it with the
is-
one-liners and sound
Hey,
effects.
Dwight
Killing it.
Howard is still an idiot and does not wear a mask.
Thanks a lot.
That's not. Oh wait, that's not new news. Hasn't been wearing a mask since he's been in the bubble.
It's timeless with this man.
There's also another player who, this is another funny NBA story, got caught outside of the bubble at a strip club because Jack Harlow posted a video on Instagram or a picture of it on Instagram.
Who?
Jack Harlow posted
but who's-
it's some NBA player. I'm not sure his name, but he got to leave the bubble to go to his grandfather's funeral.
And then he went to
And
the
then he
strip
ends
club.
up having a strip
Lou
club.
Williams.
Lou Williams has a photo that surfaces up from Jack Harlow's phone.
Busted.
So it's not Jack Harlow's fault, but we're just saying that, like, you know,
Kinda.
if you're supposed to be outside, not supposed to be outside of the bubble, and
Stay in the bubble.
all you
So
have
what
to do
happens
is,
now, though?
All
What
you have to do
happens?
is say you have
so
a
now he
family
has to
emergency.
quarantine. So now Lou has to actually quarantine. I
Yeah.
think just going to the actual funeral itself, they weren't going to make him quarantine because of his family
Yeah.
or whatever. You know,
took
it's gonna
But
be
advantage
that
like
lap dance better have been damn good.
Yeah.
Man.
They give you a foot, you take a mile.
Yep.
It's really
you got a
hard to
Q
get
team.
into the NBA
you
from what
can't
it
do.
used to be.
He can't do Rodman like stuff during a pandemic.
Look, Rodman is one of a kind. The only
There's
guy
only
who can
one worm.
disappear and come
There
back
is.
and get slotted
Win
right
the
into the game.
WWF title and then
Right.
I mean,
win the NBA championship.
Yeah,
You're
there's
not
only one
Rodman.
guy that's done that, and we know who that is. Now, speaking of
Worm.
old school Bulls, we have the Michael Jordan Bulls jersey, 400,000 expected for his first initial signing jersey.
the jersey,
The jersey
he held
was-
up when he was signed by the Chicago Bulls that beautiful day in the late 80s, the early 80s, excuse me, 1984. It's going to expected to fetch between 200 grand and 400 grand. That's just an estimate. It's really cool. Jerseys have come a long way. Look at this jersey. These are like the jerseys you can find screen printed at like
Right.
Sam or like Grandpa Pigeons. The overstock jerseys, $10. They, they're peeling off a little bit. Might have
Marshalls.
spelled like Jadron.
Yeah.
you know, the
But it's
D and the R.
projected.
Jordan.
But
Yeah,
it's projected to go for around 400,000. I bet you it's going to go over.
The best
Probably.
ever.
You know, you'd think so.
After the Jordan documentary just came out, I mean, come on, anything
It's gonna
that's
be
Michael
insane.
Jordan right now is going to be insanely.
A pair of his
insanely
game worn autographed Air Jordan 1 sneakers sold for
Good
$560,000 in May.
Were they war?
Yeah, they were worn.
Game worn and autographed, depending what game that those were worn in. I mean, probably doesn't
He's not a
matter.
big
It
fan
doesn't
of
even matter.
autographing
It,
either.
it doesn't even matter.
So-
It's Michael Jordan here we're talking about.
Anything
That's
Michael Jordan's a part of, it's going to be worth a lot.
Do they wear new shoes every game?
Nowadays, probably they have them on
Depending
deck.
on players, I mean, some guys are.
Like I'm
I've
broken
got to
in?
have the same shoes, or I want a new pair every day.
Yeah, it's hard to. I mean, shoes don't come broken in.
No,
No, that's what I was asking.
I mean,
yeah.
you
some
gotta
people
have some
might
broken
want
in
new
stuff.
ones. Someone don't.
Probably not.
Or they got it
Someone
down to
probably
where
have a
it
couple
feels like
pair
broken in.
where they're broken in, and they probably like switch between a couple.
That's someone's job is to wear the shoes beforehand and break them in.
for
Could be.
Yeah, it's like the
What-
shoe fluffer.
what do you do?
The shoe fluffer.
It's a long story.
I fluff shoes for NBA athletes. I,
I
actually
was in
go
the
and
porn
bend
industry.
them in.
I was in the porn industry, but I upgraded to that.
Now I bend shoes.
yeah.
Do you put them on and walk them? No, they're size 17. I have to actually do it with my hands. I just flex them like this.
He puts like a silicone replica of his shoe on, like his foot in the shoe.
Oh my
So there it
goodness.
is. That's the jersey. Beautiful.
So keep an eye out for that in case you have 400,000
Yeah.
big ones laying around that you might want to throw down an auction to try to get this jersey that he held up while he was signed.
Hey man, that stimulus check is coming.
Yeah,
It's-
there you go.
you
That's
probably
one
have
thing
the
to
last
sign
one
on.
saved from 5 months ago, and then this one added to that. You're on your way to
You got a down payment.
possibly winning this Jordan jersey. So shout out.
Yeah. Well,
That's cool. Cool.
Let's-
Cool piece of history.
let's shift gears to some MLB because that's really there's not a whole lot going on until they get the NBA actually up in full
Right.
fledged.
Running.
You know?
Right.
Big stories out of the MLB right now.
So MLB, I would say the biggest thing is the Marlins home opener postponed as the team deals with the virus outbreak where several players, including coaches, test positive for Corvid. New York and Philadelphia's game is now going to be postponed because that's where their game played at prior, and that's where the outbreak apparently happened. So now they're like not feeling good about having the game there.
Not just a couple players got this. I believe I
was like
read into the
12.
mid-teens, like 15 to
12
16.
and then 2 people. So
So yeah,
That's-
that's a big breakout.
Yeah. One or
And
two is okay.
Wherever
Yes,
they
but-
left from, and apparently they knew about it Sunday, but still went ahead and played the game.
is there the question at hand is there uncertainty about the MLB schedule this year?
Yes.
I'd say.
I think
mean,
so.
I mean, now there is. This
I mean-
affects a lot of stuff too. Now this shortened season. Now you have to extend it.
What's really going to make this an issue is the travel. Because in hockey, they have, and basketball, they've at least confined themselves to one spot. They're going to be constantly traveling. You're going to go back and forth. It's already become a problem. It's what it looks like to me. So, hockey had, 6,000 tests or something, and 2 were positive?
Yeah.
I mean,
Actually, well, you mean in the last week? No, 0.
they had 0.
Zero.
And
Zero
then they
now.
did 6,000. They tested everyone who was affiliated, and there's 2 people I think that
Now you wonder though,
They
is
became
that a
positive.
part? Is that a part of the fact that they're
Staff
doing the
and-
bubble system,
I think
kind
that's
of like what the NBA is doing? Because I think that the MLB and NFL actually are catching a lot of flack for not joining on with doing the bubble technique and trying to keep people safe.
I mean,
All the players who opted out of the season are definitely putting MLB on blast.
Right.
David Price, I saw scathing tweets towards Rob Manfred about how they did preach all this player safety, like we're players first attitude, but
If I was David Price and I had like 3 good seasons and then got a contract and then sucked for the rest of my
I'd probably
career,
stay
then I'd
quiet.
probably stay quiet.
just an example of a player complaining, but
No, yeah, for
seems
sure.
about all he does
For
is really
sure.
complain, but
Right.
makes sense too. Like
He's got a lot of excuses.
if they really did put the Marlins team out there on Sunday knowing there was 4 potential positive cases and they still went ahead and played with it, then that's not really
That's like getting bit by a
Putting
zombie
anyone-
and not telling anyone.
that's kind
Right.
of
Yeah.
it's not putting anyone's health.
baseball
first.
might be tough for this because they're just not.
They had
They're not
meetings
confined.
today, and they say there was no talk of canceling the season. But
No.
if this trickles down like this,
If it happens
and
like
keeps
this
going,
and it breaks out in other teams
Then
and they're
it'll
going to have to
probably
push
be-
back, you
now
can't.
what? Do the Marlins not play for 14 days?
Yeah.
They have to quarantine.
They're
Do
gonna-
the
they're gonna
Phillies
have to
and do the Phillies
postpone.
not play for 14 days now?
I don't think
And
that.
then you have to extend the season? Like that's
Well, not necessarily. That just means they may have now double headers.
I mean,
14 extra ones?
Sucks.
Man.
No,
yeah.
there's at least a couple days off in between there, but you know what I'm saying. That's going to be.
gonna be
it's gonna be.
tiring.
It's gonna
And then
be.
again,
it's
then you have
gonna
to
be
figure it
pretty
out
crazy.
against these same teams that they missed these games on. And
That's
make
where,
sure that, like
but
you
that's
said,
what
the
that's where
travel.
the question gets raised. Like, is there uncertainty for the MLB season? I think that's where the answer is yes. If it breaks out the way that it is, and people show symptoms,
Yeah.
and are not able to, obviously you're not going to be like, oh, we have COVID. Well, I don't have any symptoms. Well, I'm going to go perform them. Like, all right, cool, just wear a mask. Like, no, that's not. They're not going to do that. Like, that's not how this stuff works.
And if that's how it keeps going, then yeah, the season is in jeopardy.
Right.
There's no doubt about it.
Right. The Cincinnati Reds, we had a lot of talk about the Cincinnati Reds before the season started. I think I had them highly touted as being a serious contender. I have an insider Cincinnati lifetime
Red fans out there.
loyal Cincinnati Red fan, Kate Fink, had reached out to me and let me know that they do indeed have fantastic starting pitching. However, their relief pitching is not so good.
Not tonight. Wade Miley, 6 earned runs. They're down 7-0 to the Cubs.
Yeah.
So they're 1-2. I mean, the Reds have expectation.
Moustakis just got hurt.
Moustakas is out.
Brutal. He had a great first couple games and then got hurt yesterday.
You know,
That's
So
bad.
so once again, I will say it. When will it ever work for these Cincinnati Reds fans?
As long as the St. Louis Cardinals are in the same division, it's gonna be
Probably
probably
never.
tough.
On paper, their bullpen doesn't look bad. I mean, they got Lorenzen. That guy is like a freak of nature. Do they
They're
still have
not
Michael
bad.
Lorenzen? They got Amir Garrett. They've got some really good relievers. I
They
think.
play
but
Yeah.
in a very batter-friendly ballpark, which is really tough. A lot of home runs in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
A lot of,
Yeah.
so
But that's where the good pitching staff comes into play.
yeah,
you hope.
you hope.
But if you hit one,
Yep.
you've got a good chance of it going out.
I hear you.
7-0 in the bottom of
Tonight
the sixth
is
at
not
home.
their night.
Now, Jordan Smith says, it sucks knowing that I can't go to Philly to see either a Yanks, Phillies, or an Eagles game. I hear you, man. It's like that for everybody. It's like
Right.
live sports right now. We're just going to have to put them on hold and enjoy watching them from the confines of our own home.
Right.
And you've got a newborn baby, too, so I know that that you've got plenty of time
a
being
lot of-
consumed with that. So,
There's a lot of work that comes with that.
So Jordan, congratulations on that, man. I hope that you're doing well, and I mean, I hope to go to some games sooner than later too. They're figuring out ways to do concerts and stuff, and they're letting small amounts of people into certain games.
Well, turns out
In South Korea,
South Korea, they are letting fans into games. It's wild.
Now, listen
it's
to
really,
this, though.
really interesting.
there's just some minor details.
There's a few details though.
Minor,
You-
I'd say minor, right?
they're minor, yeah, for sure. If you want to go see a game
So ready?
in South Korea, there's going
follow
to
these
be
rules.
no beer, which
Okay.
will save you a couple bucks. Also, no food, which will save you another couple
Yep.
bucks. Also, you can't talk.
Yeah, you shut your damn mouth.
So,
You
Sounds
come,
like no fun.
you
And
come
that's
to
it.
the game.
Yeah.
You don't eat. You don't drink.
Yeah.
You don't say a word. You enjoy some baseball.
it's the South,
clapping.
South Korean rules. If you want to watch it
While wearing a
live, those
mask.
are the rules. 10% of the stadium is allowed to be filled.
Wow.
So you do the math, it's like 10%. And it sounds ridiculous. I guess just for hardcore fans who really want to see live baseball in a stadium and just have the smells and the vibes and the feels, it's what you do, but you just better shut your damn mouth.
Yeah, we've got some people in the MLB that are getting shut down, or at least shut down for a little bit of time. We have Verlander, who was originally projected to be out for the season.
Initial reports told us he was done for the
Says-
season.
Yeah, refused. Says he's not done for the season. Says that he's just out like 4 weeks. Okay,
It's a forearm strain, and he says Justin Verlander from his mouth says he's hopeful that with some rest he'll heal and he'll be able to come back. No timetable for his return, but a forearm strain is much less catastrophic than a full-on
right.
shoulder blowout or elbow blowout.
Yeah.
You know, like I think was reported at first. So
Now Corey Kluber also shut down for 4 weeks. Is that other elbow? Is that forearm? Or do we know what's going on
I've
with
been
him?
having some nagging problems
Yeah.
over the last few years. with
he
that.
has. It's coming back. That's rough because Texas paid a
big
pretty
price.
penny for him.
Yeah.
And he's
They
a great
wanted
pitcher.
pitching. They need some.
They need it. I mean, he's a great pitcher, and it's tough. 4 weeks at least for Corey Kluber out.
Well,
Rough. Good first weekend in baseball, though. I mean, overall, I
Cardinals
think
look okay.
so that's what the next topic
bad
is.
moments.
The next topic is the Cardinals started the season, right?
baseball is back.
The question is are you getting the same old Fowler and Carpenter? I know Fowler hit a home run the other night, right?
Yeah.
that's all he did.
That's the only thing that he's hit. Carpenter
But it looked nice.
like he had struggled a little bit. Yeah, it did look nice.
Looked nice. Good.
Still
so-
can't beat the shift.
You still can't beat the shift so far, so that's going to be a problem for Carpenter. But is it the same old Carpenter Fowler that we're seeing, or is this a flash in the pan? Do you think that we're
Early, but
Like I said, I still think it's a good thing that we're having a shortened season for these guys because we're paying them at like a 60 to 70% rate of their shitty contract.
I'm worried about Bader.
What are you worried about with him?
He's already
with
hit the
bat?
bench.
Breaking
hasn't he?
balls. He hit the bench already.
Yeah.
You know, that's great that you're fast. You're a great fielder, but
Yeah.
you can't get on base.
Let him figure it out. Send him down.
Tyler O'Neill hit a beautiful, just
Hit a bomb.
jacked a bomb. It was
Yeah.
awesome. It was huge. So that's a
I like to see some more.
Tommy
I like-
Edman looks like Tommy Edman.
had a hell of a stab diving, I believe it was, over from third base.
Yeah, outran a ball on the infield that got a run for Wong,
Yeah.
which was the only run
Yeah.
we got the other
Important.
day.
He's an exciting
important.
player.
Definitely, the kids are looking.
Plays
good, man.
hard.
It's, these contracts, the old vets with the big contracts. are the
Speaking of
rough
playing
parts.
hard and looking good, what do you think about Yachty, man? Yachty's still picking people off
Yachty.
at first and second.
Dude,
I'm not surprised.
It's a pride thing for Yachty. He's not going to go out there and look like shit. He's going to go out there. He's going to pick guys off. He's going to throw people out. He's got kind of a reputation, and Yachty's not about to just roll over and let that be.
He's going to play in an elite.
He's not going to be
elite
pitiful
level
out there.
He's going to show you right
until
now
the day he retires.
Till he's done.
Well, remember, we talked about this was a topic on one of our podcasts, is that he wants to keep playing after the season.
I don't see why not.
This is a campaign year for him. His contract's up at the end of this year.
2 pickoffs already in 3
Two
games.
pickoffs. Now, if he gets the back going, if he starts supporting us offensively,
He's still got it, man.
then I think he's a big deal, and we need to get him back on for a year.
And he's not a liability hitting.
No.
He's willing to go to right field, which is something, Bader, for some reason, still can't figure out that you can hit the ball to right.
Right.
That's what you should do. Go with the pitch. If they throw outside, you hit it to the right field. Bader.
Both of them.
Carpenter. Yeah, I mean, you can say the
thing.
same thing for Carpenter.
You're an MLB player. You should be able to hit it to both sides of the field.
And that's how Wong was, but he's figured that out, hasn't he? He goes
Right.
with, he's more going with the pitch now, and he looks
Right.
He's just slapping the ball. He's getting on base,
slapping the
doing
ball
the
to
things
left.
he needs to do.
I've got a little more faith in Wong,
Taking a
but
page out of Wong's book.
right now I feel like Bader is Lane Thomas is possibly going to take that spot. I mean, unless you start hitting breaking balls, you start hitting the other way.
I would imagine, and correct me if I'm wrong, would Tommy Edmonds still play third base for defensive, and then who would go to center field? Lane Thomas? Is he
Probably.
a very fast guy, or is he be more of a liability?
I don't
from a
think he's
defensive
not
standpoint?
fast. I don't think he's where you're like,
Yeah. Yeah.
worried about him tracking down balls in center field.
Yeah.
But, defense is great, but Bader is just not. I keep waiting for him to figure it out. It's not figuring it out.
No.
And he's already been benched.
Yeah. Which that's
They can
fine,
tell
though.
me all they want that it's, it's a break. No, it's a break because you're not hitting and you're
Yeah.
not getting on base.
Yeah. So, but with the guy that's got the, I'd say, amenities that come along with what he has, with having an above average arm, I'd say, from the outfield, he's got a pretty good cannon for being a smaller guy.
Yeah.
He's got speed. He's got good
got speed.
defense.
Dude.
It's going to keep you out there for a while.
So he's one of those guys where it's kind of like a Colton Wong. It's like, he has upside on his defense. So do you keep him around until he figures it out with the bat? Because now Colton Wong's figuring out with the bat, and he's hands down one of the best infielders in the league
I mean,
defensively.
you're batting ninth. You're still not hitting. At some point, you're going to put Lane Thomas in, and that happened the third game of the year. So obviously there's some concern about whether he can hit breaking balls, hit it the opposite field. I think if you're going to be a good hitter, you got to find a way to hit it opposite field. You're not going to get pitches inside all the time.
Right.
They're not going to be over the plate. Sometimes you're going to have to drive the ball the opposite way. Yachty is a prime example of going with the pitch.
Yeah.
Because all you're going to do is pop it up, or you're going to hit into a double play or something. Yachty will hit it to right.
Right.
The good ones will find a way to figure it out.
Right. We have JT Vonderhaar says you guys really need to ask if Lane Thomas can play any defense. Well, I think we just talked about that. Like, that was the thing is...
He's had one game.
Is he... Well, I don't think that he's going to be like a Marcelo Zuna or a Matt Holliday in the outfield. I think he can shag balls, but I don't think he's going to be a guy that's going to run in and dive and catch a ball like a Harrison Bader has the capability of doing.
What do you take and give?
That's what I'm saying. What do you need? Do you need the hitting right now, or do you need the defense? Do you need to keep the runs off the board, or do you need to put them on?
Well, if Lane Thomas isn't a liability out there, but he still gets on base in front of Tommy Edman, Colton Wong, Paul Goldschmidt, I play Lane Thomas.
Let me ask you this, because I don't know. Is Lane Thomas a multi-tool player? Can he play a hot corner? Can he play third base? Because then that opens the possibility of Tommy Edman playing center.
And
then having Lane Thomas maybe play third, but I don't know if that's the thing. Because we obviously have Carpenter playing DH because he's just, he's awful.
Outfielder. His throws to first are just kind of like
the old noodle arm.
It's like thrown over, and hopefully it gets there, and Goldschmidt doesn't have to come off the bag. But
at least he does. He got a lot of good things for the community.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
And his salsa.
It's early.
By his salsa.
Carpenter Crunch.
It's early, but I had my eye on Bader, on Fowler,
Yep.
on Carpenter. I wanted them to prove me wrong.
Me too.
So far,
Still early. Do we have
It's early.
too short of a string on Bader? Do we maybe give Bader like a week of games? Because it's a streaky game, man. So you have two bad games. You maybe look like garbage.
think
it's a
but-
streaky game, but here's the thing: we've got 60 games.
Not much time to think.
We don't
this
have a
year.
whole lot of time. I've already got a negative thought about how I feel
gotta
about
act on that.
how things are going.
Shortened season, a lot of weird things are going to happen.
Yeah. Let's see.
The leash is shorter. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
Michael Phillips here says, remember when I hit that home run over the fence? You guys didn't think I'd catch it too. I did. I'm fast as shit. That was from CKY2K. That was a good quote.
Great.
But thank you for throwing that out there. I
There's
appreciate
no doubt
buddy.
that Bader hustles and he plays hard.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
But dude, this is the same. Like, and don't get me wrong, maybe not like exact, but this has got Colton Wong written all over it. This is
like
the
it.
same Colton Wong story,
Colton Wong
only in
made
different
adjustments.
positions.
He made adjustments.
No, but remember, we held on to him for quite a long time before he made those adjustments, and he had been up, down, and you know different batting
Gloves
coaches.
bailed
and
him
this
out
and that.
quite a bit. He made a great play to end the other when KK was in trouble the other night.
If Bader
Yeah.
gets hot
Bailed
with the
him out.
bat,
That was
Colton
scary.
Wong
too.
okay.
That made me sweat.
If Bader gets hot with the bat, if he is a defensive guy and he can play, then I say that our best lineup that we would probably have would be Bader at center field, Edman, Wong, DeYoung, Goldschmidt, Yachty, and then whenever you go to the corners, you're going to have to say that one's probably going to end up having to be either Tyler O'Neill
Yeah.
or Lane Thomas. I mean, Dexter Fowler is going to be a guy that's going to come in, but he's a switch hitter. You might use him in situational aspects, lefty-righty situations, whereas maybe Lane Thomas might be a little more of a fresher leg, fresher arms. You might move Dexter Fowler in to play DH and then also allow Carpenter to not bat if he's not batting well. I mean, these are all things that could come into play, guys.
It just
Shilton-
sucks to have these guys you're paying
Yeah.
that you basically can't count
Ones that are
on.
hurting us.
Yeah. They really are. The other day we needed some big hits and Carpenter and Fowler both came up and they both didn't deliver. I mean, you could say, well, it's the beginning. Well, this is the shit that we need you to change. You need to get up there and
This
be
is a shortened,
productive.
You had
shortened
plenty of time.
season.
You have
Season,
extra time to work on
figure-
these things too.
Figure out a way to get on base or drive the run in.
Yeah, same old shit with some.
The Cardinals are,
Strikeouts.
you know, once those two contracts are up and the Cardinals can go and spend a little more money, I think we're going to be a dangerous team because we locked in Goldschmidt. I think he understands that he's going to win it. I think we're going to win a championship here in the next however many years.
Probably will.
We
Bold
have
prediction.
we have good young talent here.
Means there.
Flaherty is going to be there. We've got the some other players that are coming up through the pipeline that just need some experience to develop themselves.
Right.
And when they start hanging around guys that have 4 and 5 pitches in their arsenal, they're going to learn some of these pitches.
Yeah.
That's what makes them even more dangerous. Like, I talked to Scherzer and learned how he threw his splitter. And now I throw a splitter, and then it's successful against these people, right? So,
I
you
mean,
know,
Dakota made some mistakes. He was
he
doing
couldn't keep
well.
the ball down.
He couldn't keep down.
Well, he was
up in
doing
the zone.
fine. He got 2 outs, and then he gave up a home run.
Yep.
Then he gave up a hit. Then he gave up another home run, and all of a sudden it's 3-1.
Yeah, they'll get. I don't know. Got to
And
him.
you're not ahead anymore. And for some reason, their third spot pitcher looked like Cy Young pitching against us. So
Yeah, Sunday was a. It was
wasn't
Friday
that
and
pretty.
Saturday. We didn't look too bad.
We didn't look
Sunday was
bad.
Rough.
the hitting
No.
was
It's
there.
gonna come.
Yeah.
You know, KK did not have his stuff that we're used to seeing.
Right.
But you know, Yachty went out there when he got into trouble. It was 5-4. He gave up 3 hits in a row.
Yeah.
Right.
Everything's up. And when everything's up, major league hitters are going to hit everything.
Absolutely.
It doesn't even matter how hard you're throwing it. Jason Mott's a prime example. You could throw 99.
Yep.
But if it's up, it's out. Or it's going to be in the gaps. And I think Yachty actually pointed to the translator and was like, down.
Right.
Throw it down.
Right.
And
Love
then
Yachty.
got a little pop up to right. Got a double play to end the game from Wong, who
Right.
made a great play.
Beautiful.
Right.
But I think KK's going to be okay. I think he was just having
He's a,
First
sometimes
game
you just
struggles.
know-
He's not a traditional closer. He
No.
throws a little bit softer than some of your normal closers,
Yachty's
but
gonna
he's
help
also
him.
got some more pitches than some of these normal closers do too. Normally, you get a closer that comes in, he's got like a slider, a cutter, and a fastball.
Right.
This has got like 4 or 5 pitches.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's a guy that can be a starter. So when you have somebody coming in like that, they can work the count up and they can work different batters depending on scouting reports. So he can be dangerous for us. I think it's going to be a comfortability for him too.
movement, keeping the ball down.
Yeah, we
That's
talked
for
about
anybody,
that. Some
really.
these guys
Really.
don't have fans in the stands. So if anything could be more comfortable now, it would be literally that there's no one watching to them, at least in the stadium, other than
Right.
the players that are there. So yeah, you
ask
can come out and say like, get the ball down, you know, to this guy and
Yachty,
have him understand.
I mean, you take what Yachty says to heart and you
Yeah.
do what he tells you.
Yeah.
He knows it's going to work. Everything's up. You didn't have to be anything. Everything's over the plate.
right.
That's how we got in
We
trouble.
we
but
play Minnesota tomorrow.
It's going to be tough, yeah.
First start for
They're awesome.
Carlos
Carlos,
Martinez
they got a
in a
good
long
team.
time. Okay. He's gonna deal against Homer Bailey. We've always had good
Always hit
success
him well.
against Homer Bailey. I'm not worried about that game. I'm curious to see how it's gonna go.
Yeah.
I have to work, and then let's see, is that a day game? Or I'm not sure if it's a day game, if it's a mid-afternoon
I
game.
think it's
But I'll have to check
night
that
game.
out.
Tell you real quick.
But this is another comment question. We got some people watching. If you are St. Louis Cardinals fans, Albert Pujols' 10-year stint is almost up. And we were looking at this, and it says that he has either a 10-year potential obligation to the LA Angels after his contract's up. But let's say that, for instance, that he decides that he wants to play again, and then this designated hitter or this universal designated hitter stays. Do you see, or would you want, as a St. Louis Cardinal fan, Albert Pujols coming back and being a guy that could benefit potentially as a DH spot if we lose a Fowler and a Carpenter, and we need somebody to come in and hit some home runs and drive in some RBIs for us?
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, Boomer.
Sure, yeah.
He's old. He's old.
Who doesn't want him to come back and finish his Hall of Fame career off in St. Louis?
Can you repeat the question?
Go in
I mean,
Hall of
this is
Fame as
where
a
he
Cardinal.
should be.
I mean, there would be no better Cinderella story.
And here he goes.
Okay. There would be no better Cinderella story than to have the LA Angels and Pujols come to an agreement like after his contract's up, like to say, hey, if he still wanted to play, to be able to go and play somewhere or maybe even there. But just the concept of thinking that a guy that you got to watch as a kid growing up and brought you World Series championships, right? Was here with Yachty. It was him and Yachty were like the team, right?
One of the best Cardinals we probably ever
Absolutely.
have ever had.
And one of those diamond in the rough players that you just was unexpected that just kind of came up and was just the machine. Like you don't
Was he
get a
like
nickname
fifth or
like the
sixth
machine.
round or something like that.
Right.
Something crazy.
So I said something to Nick. I said, Nick, do you really think that Pujols would come back to DH for the Cardinals if for the right price, and would we have him back? And do you think that it would be beneficial? So I asked you guys out there as well too. If Albert
Good
would
question.
finish with St. Louis, I would love that. And I think that he could still be an asset to our team. Because what was the first thing that you thought of whenever I told you about Albert Pujols going to the Angels? You're like, he had some shitty years in
compared
LA,
to
right?
what he did in St. Louis for the first 10 years, you can't really recreate that. But
Well,
looking
I mean,
back, he had some pretty
He's still
banging
put up
years for the
basically
Angels there, man.
in his entire career. I want you guys to know that he has had basically two really when he had shortened seasons due to injury, where he ended up having 64 and 64 RBIs, and then one he barely missed, breaking 3 seasons, 99, 95, and 93 RBIs. Every other season he's broken 100. Some of them have 130, 120, 120, 120, 730. So this dude is the machine, and even going to the Angels after he left the Cardinals has still put up over
still
100
doing it.
RBIs and put, home run wise, 20. He had 40 home runs in 2015. Okay,
He's getting old.
Through
He's-
injuries.
The batting average is down.
Yeah.
so
every year, roughly.
5 years goes by, but last year alone he had 23 home runs.
Strap a Cardinal jersey on him, you might get a whole new guy.
I mean,
It's happened before.
I think it would be cool to see, but I mean, I don't think that it'd obviously be a thing. But
The average
know.
has went down. The power's still there. The production is still there. Now that we got the DH, I mean, bring him back. Come on, Albert.
Jordan Smith says yes, and I'm not even a Cardinals guy.
We'll unburn your jerseys, I promise.
Jordan Smith says Albert finishes with STL. I like that as well too.
Yep.
It's a good idea.
like it.
And then we say here that he goes an Angel. I mean, he probably
will.
who
Whatever,
knows?
like we said, also his contract was backloaded, and he's got like 10 more years of service at post it. Some weird. He's got a bunch of weird stuff. Basically, a 20-year contract. God. So you'd love to get him back. Reality hits you. You might not be able to. But yeah, it's cool.
But from a DH perspective,
Awesome
you think
thought.
about that. If you don't have a Fowler or a Carpenter eating up your DH spot, that's where maybe a guy that comes and signs a 1-year deal and then maybe finishes his career in St. Louis and hits maybe 20-something bombs and
it'd be amazing.
drives in 90 freaking RBIs for a team would be somebody that would be an asset to a team.
Right.
So
Love the thought.
Speaking
I'll
of
give him more
assets,
time.
yeah.
Fowler, Carpenter, Bader. I want it to work.
Yeah, that's going to take
But
time.
I'm already on their shit at the beginning.
That's
don't
because-
have
want
much
to
time.
see production
Right,
now.
because we have
don't
to see the
have
production.
We
much
need
time.
to see it. They've kind of had their time to figure it out. Now I want to see it, and
What-
if it's not happening,
let
it's
it
not
What
good.
about MLB's best debut weekend so far from
Love this.
from somebody from the start of the season?
A lot of players switching spots, new faces, new places. A lot of players had some really good starts, really good weekends. Garrett Cole, number 1, had a great Great
Oh,
game.
Marcelo Zuna.
Great game. Marcelo Zuna had an incredible weekend. 4 for 12, 2 bombs, 3 RBIs.
Yep.
Zach Wheeler, going from the Mets to the Phillies, pitched a hell of a game. 4 Ks, 5 hits, 1 run over 7. Moustakas, we talked about just getting hurt yesterday. Tough for the Reds.
Tough.
Hopefully he's not out too long for the sake of the Reds. He's on the IL. We also don't know what that is. Could be a 2-week COVID thing. Could be an
Right. Who knows?
injury for a while. But he was 4 for 8 with a home run, 4 RBIs in the first season or the first weekend. CJ Cron going from the Angels to the Tigers. Huge weekend. 2 home runs, 4 bombs, 4 for 11. Didi. Loved having Didi on my
Bundy.
fantasy team, man.
Yeah.
He was awesome.
Yeah.
Big weekend. 2 bombs. Dylan Bundy looking good. Getting out of that absolute shithole
Baltimore?
that you call Baltimore.
Yeah.
Sorry, Orioles. We love
7 Ks,
love some of
6.2
you guys,
innings.
but-
That's not bad.
Yeah, almost.
Tommy
Yeah,
Pham.
good quality start there. Tommy Pham had a good weekend. 2
4
for 9,
walks.
an RBI, 4 walks. Really using his eye there. 4 stolen bases,
A mad bum
and yeah.
for the Arizona. I mean,
You know,
that's
not
still
the greatest
That's
game.
not the greatest.
But
no.
and I figured, there's a lot of these guys. It's surprising when a player gets on a new team and immediately starts making an impact.
Yeah.
Because usually it takes a while. Han Jin-Ryu, another guy coming from the Dodgers, going to the Blue Jays. 3 runs, 4 Ks, not that good.
4 2/3. That's
But
not, but
they all had these guys with big things had some. These are probably some guys who
come
actually
on.
didn't
Donaldson
do
was
it.
1 for 10.
We're getting
Man,
to
they're
the
really
guys
reaching.
who are getting paid big bucks who did not have a good weekend. Josh Donaldson, 4 walks, that's great, but you're 1 for 10, 2 runs. Yasmani Grandal, 1 for 5 with 3 walks, so not terrible. You're on base, but we hope to see more from you.
Encarnacion, 1 for 12.
But it's a home
But
run.
that was a
His
2-run
one
bomb.
hit was a 2-run bomb.
Nick Castellanos for your hometown Reds, for you Cincinnati folks, 3 for 11, but he's supposed to make it. First weekend we'll be fine. Mookie Betts, 3 for 20, 20 at bats in a weekend. That's
Getting paid a lot of money to
Legit.
be 3 for 20.
Yeah,
yeah.
you know what? That's a guy
Guess what?
that I think that he's going to pan out and be just fine.
so. A lot of these guys had good starts. A lot of these guys didn't. I don't think for 1 second that these guys who didn't have good starts aren't going to turn it around.
yeah, I mean,
There's no doubt.
it's naive to think something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
dude,
great
that's-
weekend.
that's
Great weekend
A lot
in
of
the
baseball
MLB.
stuff, man. A lot of baseball stuff going on. Keep an eye out for it. I would say, but
We're back.
the other
for now.
the other news that we have is NHL starts tomorrow.
Dude,
Tomorrow.
here we go, baby. Here we go.
0
Wednesday.
positive
Tomorrow.
tests.
We got games
Tomorrow.
on Tuesday. We got some
Tomorrow's-
preseason games on Tuesday.
So
Blues.
NHL starts tomorrow.
Beautiful.
Okay, we have the Pens versus Flyers, Toronto Maple Leafs versus Montreal, and Edmonton versus Calgary. That will be the 3-stage game where you have the day game, the mid-afternoon, and then the night game.
all day long.
And then also, we talked about that earlier. That NHL posted that there was no positive cases for the last week, so that's huge as well too.
0.
We have a Wednesday Blues versus Blackhawks. As Nick was saying, that's going to be at 5:30 Central Time. That conflicts with my championship game, which yes, we did make it, Nick, once again.
You had to put championship in there.
You
I get to
also
watch the
have
Blues game.
hockey all day on Wednesday as well. So there's I think 5 or 6 games that are taking place there as well. You should check them out. Some pretty good
I have
matchups there as
goosebumps.
well.
Literal goosebumps right now. This
Now-
makes me so happy.
Some drama though in the Coyotes for a team who is what Mark you had
We
picked them
like
to
the
say
Coyotes. We
Sleeper.
want the
Big
Coyotes to
sleeper.
do well.
right.
Big sleeper.
They really gave the Blues trouble this
They
year.
did.
a
They
lot
did.
of good
Okay.
young speed.
Yeah.
Good young
And a-
GM,
Good young
Yeah.
GM too.
but
Good
apparently
coach.
Chaika. I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
John Chaika.
Coyotes GM resigns ahead of the postseason, and from the article, looks like there's some bad blood, and it does not sound like it ended well.
Something happened here because this guy was one of the up and coming GMs. A lot of people were big on him. I listen to Biz. I listen to Spit and Chicklets guys talk a lot, and Biz does obviously
A lot of stuff for
Arizona, former
Right.
Coyote, and he talks about this guy being a hell of just a young, good GM. But the club announced that he quit as general manager and president of hockey operations for the Coyotes. The club is disappointed in his actions and his timing as the Coyotes prepare to enter a very important time in their season. Yeah, they're pissed. He's pissed. Let's see what he has to say. The past 4 years have been the most enjoyable of my life. He became a husband and a father in Arizona, and he's also tried to make the Coyotes a Stanley Cup contender. He loves the players, coaches, staff, and fans. But sadly, the situation created by ownership made that an impossibility.
Yes.
That is their pursuit of the cup
Yeah.
in his eyes. So, yeah, bad blood. Something weird happening. A team's going to be really. They're going to be quick to pick this guy up as their GM. A lot of teams
this could be
maybe Edmonton, maybe
could
some
be
of
the
these
Seattle
teams.
Kraken's new GM. Who knows?
I
Maybe
mean,
they're looking for one.
One of the best young up and coming GMs out there, and whoever gets this guy.
We were talking earlier, Nick. Sorry to interrupt you.
You're
baseball, how people were going like 0 for or like 1 for 20 or whatever this or that. Eddie Andrew said Nick can go 3 for 20 in my pants.
I'd rather go 4
$20. That's 3 for $20.
Eddie, anytime, bro. You know it, baby.
So so sorry to stunt you there, but yeah, we need
Call me
to
off
talk about
guard.
that.
Eddie's always good for that.
Now, also, we have in other Blues news, after the Blackhawks exhibition base game, Colorado, Vegas Golden Knights, and then the Dallas Stars are who they're going to play, and then they're going to start the playoff
in
round.
a round robin to figure out who's seated where. The Blues do good in this. We're going to be first. We lose all 3 games. We'll be fourth. And I don't know. Yeah, until we figure out this reseeding thing, we can't really even start a bracket challenge.
I know. We want to do that too. We want to have some fun with it.
Weird year.
Now, there's also another award that Ryan O'Reilly was nominated for. It's the King Clancy Memorial Trophy. Try saying that 5 times fast. Ryan O'Reilly nominated for the King Clancy Memorial Trophy to go along with the other 2 trophies we said he was nominated for a couple weeks ago. So he's absolutely
our heart and
killing
soul.
it. That's fantastic.
He is.
One player from every team nominated for the King Clancy. Obviously, Ryan O'Reilly, our representative. Check the list for all the other players. Some really good competition there. And yeah, man, he is legitimately our heart and soul.
Yeah. Now, the last NHL topic that we have here, though, is that there's a lot of goalie questionables. Like, going into it, just to name a couple, you have the Predators, you have Edmonton Oilers, and you also have the Vegas Golden Knights, who both have multiple goalies on their teams, and you just don't know who it's going to be.
3 real situations.
You have UC Saros and you have Pekka Rinne. Saros is out playing him throughout the season.
Yep.
Rinne's getting a little bit older. You have, with Edmonton, you have Mike Smith and Koskinen.
Yep.
Right? Then Vegas Golden Knights, you have Robin Lehner, and then you have Marc-Andre Fleury, who's one of the greatest playoff goalies and probably going to go down as one of the greatest goalies of all time.
I mean, two number ones there. I mean, going into the playoffs, it's not a bad thing. One falters, the other one has his back. I heard some former goalies talk on NHL.com about how that gives them confidence. They do know, like in the back of their mind, if I do screw up a game or something happens, the guy behind me doesn't suck. Like, he's gonna have my back.
Right.
And that adds that definitely boosts confidence. You just kind of play the hot hand in that situation, don't you?
I think so too.
I mean,
all 3 teams, both goalies are number ones. Then
then we'll go around the table real quick. So, Nashville Predators, who's your starting goalie?
Dude, it's hard to. I mean, right now I'm picking Saros just for the year that Rinne had.
Edmonton.
Right now I'm going with Mike Smith, just the way he finished out things.
And then who are you going to take with Vegas?
That is just the toss-up, man.
That is the hardest one.
I can't have Robin Lehner sit on my bench. Also, I can't have one of the greatest playoff goalies in history sit on my bench. What do you do?
I think you owe it to Marc-Andre Fleury.
Absolutely.
If he can't do it or he's shaky, then you bring in Lehner.
I agree.
I think Lehner would probably expect that, and he'll be ready.
And Fleury does too. And I think
What do you
they're both on the
think
same
about
page.
and basically the other two and Nashville and Edmonton? Who's Nashville's going to?
Mike Smith for Edmonton. I go with experience until I'm proven otherwise.
Okay. And then what about for?
Who's better? It's hard for me. If I had Pekka Rinne and Saros, I'm a little whatever about what Rinne has done for me in the past. I give him the shot first.
Yeah.
But
Veteran. He scored a goal this year.
you got to have a quick pull. If it's not, I mean, you can pick up on your goalie fairly quick.
Here's what
If he's got it or if he's not, the confidence is down.
Here's what I got to go with, man. You got to go Vegas Golden Knights. It's Marc-Andre Fleury. Unless
Correct.
he's hurt or unless he can't perform, then you're
Correct.
putting Robin Lehner in, who is one of going to be the
got a
best
solid
goalies in the league.
backup.
So it's fantastic to have both of them on that team.
Big fan.
Vegas is going to be going deep into this playoffs. I say for the Nashville Predators, I know that Saros has done well. You got to ride the veteran goalie. You got to put Rinne in there.
He gets
you
the
got,
first crack.
He handles the puck well behind the net, which is a game changer in a playoff series where people are trying to get puck entries into the zone. So if they don't know how to puck entry around Pekka Rinne, then that's disruptive for him to come out of the net and play the puck to his team. That's something Saros does not have. Saros is young. He might have fresher legs. However, I think with the experience and what you get with Pekka Rinne, I think that he has to be the guy that's starting
It's
for
the
your,
first shot.
for your team for Nashville.
He also just had a really bad start this year.
Right.
I think towards the end of before the Corvid hit, I think he picked up his game a little bit too. So
Yeah, so I think that Pekka Rinne is hands down going to be that there. And then Edmonton, I would say that Edmonton's tough for me. Edmonton, Mike Smith is your veteran, okay?
Yeah.
But you know, I like that backup goalie over there.
Koskinen, man,
Koskinen.
flashes of brilliance. He had a great
He
season
does.
last
He
year until he
does.
kind of
And-
faltered at the end. But
I think you need to go with over in that one. The one downfall that Mike Smith has is he plays deep in his net.
Yeah,
He's
he
a
does.
big guy, but he plays deep in his net. Koskinen is more of an aggressive on top of his crease style goalie. So I feel like if they're playing in the playoffs, that Koskinen's more of a benefit to their team to
Chicago
bring
could eat
them
that
further.
up deep in your net.
Yeah.
Had got Kane down
They
coming
can't,
down. You
right.
Those guys
Yeah.
firing at you. In a
So
power
Mike Smith, I mean, is a great goalie, but if he could just have faith,
Would
what
you
his problem
start that
is-
other goalie over Mike Smith?
Koskinen?
Right, game one.
I mean, as of right now, going into the game, I think that they're gonna be the one that's gonna go of like who looks best whenever we start.
I think that's.
But
what
I
you
think
have
that
to do
Pekka
with
Rinne and Marc-Andre Fleury are your shoe-ins for your starters.
I would agree.
If anybody else has anything that they think differently in the chat, please let us know what you think about that. But yeah, definitely that's what
you
I
go.
think is going to go down for the NHL side of things as far as the questionables for the goalies. But I would say teams to watch out for. I would think the Blues are hungry. The Blues want it more.
I think
mean,
we'll be fine.
There's a lot of teams that are out there. My dog really wants in here too. I hear him whining on your side of the door. That
He
poor
really
guy.
does.
That
I
poor
thought it was
guy.
someone's chair. Like,
No,
I don't know.
No, yeah, he really
It's
wants
not
in
breaking.
Here. He knows the boys. He knows the boys are hanging out in here, so
Yeah.
he wants to come in here.
I just
So,
can't wait to see what we look like Wednesday against Chicago. That's going to be.
I love that they're doing the horn. They're gonna play the music. Everything's gonna be like
they
when
were
the
at
Blues
home.
score.
Yeah.
They're gonna do that for each team.
Yeah.
Bring a little bit. The ice looks kind of nice the way they set up the stadiums for both games. It'll be cool to see hockey and the way it's set up. It'll be different, but it's hockey.
It's
I'll
hockey.
take it any way you give
See,
it to me.
You know, and it's funny. Somebody asked me the other day, like when it came to the baseball too, like does the no fans in the stands, like is that really? Is that do you really feel like it's weird? Like it has a weird feeling? I'm like, no. If you just imagine that every game is a home game for the Miami Marlins, then it's not at all.
Right.
Because there's normally no one in those stands, and it's just they have the sound being pumped in there. The players are batting, they're taking
Right.
pitches, they're hitting it. It's a game. The game's being played.
They've been
Like,
doing that for years.
What people get caught up on is, I think, the commercialized aspect of the sport.
Yeah.
It's the selling of the flash and the smoke and the mirrors of the game.
yeah.
It's like when it comes on to it, it's athletes playing a game.
Also,
right? And they're still able to do that, and we're able to watch it on TV.
Yeah.
God
Right.
bless it.
Absolutely, the TV part is good, but just the vibe at the park, you got to admit, the vibe and the energy at the park is different.
It is.
It's different.
We're
And
making it work.
They're figuring out.
but-
They figured it out as the weekend went on. They were just pumping the fake crowd noise, and every play that happened, it was just the same volume of crowd noise. But I saw in the Sunday game, whenever the Cardinals were going to hit,
Yeah.
they pumped the cheers up a little
couple
bit.
runs are coming in.
Right.
Let's figure that
Yeah.
out. You can make it. You can make it better.
Yeah, they've even turned it up when the crowd's up, when
Yeah.
there's 2 outs.
Yeah,
And
when-
we're
when
getting ready to end the game. I've
every-
noticed the crowd's up, but
Every strike,
you got to
unit, they
figure
would
out a
turn
way
it
to
up a
make
little
it.
bit.
Yeah, we're making it work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's fine. We're figuring
still
out.
watching
We'll figure
it.
out as
I-
it goes.
If you're, if
And
the
I'm still
question,
watching.
if the question at hand is that, are you enjoying the fact that you have baseball to watch right now? The answer is yes.
Yes.
Sure.
I am
No
enjoying
doubt.
it, and I really am. I'm not really nitpicky about that. I'm excited for hockey, and I can't wait to watch hockey and see what kind of
we're all
product we're
pro
gonna
hockey.
get
We're waiting
with it.
for here.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's what we are.
Yeah.
But
That's what we're waiting for here, baby.
So,
close.
and then
It's almost here.
I'd say last but not least, we'll end it up with some NFL news here.
Just one story out of the
We
NFL.
have a Karen out of the NFL. No, I'm joking.
we got our loudmouth here. Our preseason.
Now here's the
loudmouth.
thing, though. I've got some things to add on to this. Whenever you're done, go
Well,
ahead.
it's Keenan Allen, who actually has not been that bad. He's not been that
he's
bad.
good.
Keenan Allen's had some good seasons here recently, but he's tired of bitten his tongue. Bitten. I'm tired of
Tired of biting my
I think he meant to
tongue.
say
Tired of
biting.
biting his tongue.
I'm tired of
biting.
pretend my tongue. He's calling out Cheetah. He's calling out Mike Evans. He's calling out Chris Godwin, who he's supposed to be Chris Godwin. He called out the wrong Chris Godwin. He called out Chris Goodwin. He's supposed to call out Chris Godwin,
Yeah.
which is what Mike Evans brought attention to down here. He says he's better. They're not better than him. They're not better than Keenan Allen. They're not faster than Keenan Allen. Any day of the week, child, please.
Now here's the thing.
Damn, son.
Now, if you go back and if you look at the stats, Keenan Allen, okay, compared to 2019 stats. Chris Godwin had 86 receptions. Evans had 67 receptions. Tyreek Hill had 58 receptions. And Keenan Allen had 104. Now, in total yards, you have Chris Godwin, who had 1,333, which means that he actually catches and runs long time with the ball. You have Mike Evans, who also had almost 1,157 yards, or not
Look at
almost
that.
did.
Half
you
the
have Tyreek Hill,
receptions.
who was also hurt for a couple years, so let's not forget about that, who had 860 yards, but still 7 touchdowns.
Half the receptions.
Okay, with half the receptions.
Let's take
So-
this into consideration. Who the hell else are they going to throw to in L.A.?
Keenan Allen.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's their only
Besides
option.
him, besides
How many
him
weapons
and,
are there in Kansas City?
So remember too. Now,
And now Evans
Mike-
and Godwin have
Mike Evans is the
Tom
quarterback now.
Brady
I
throwing
left
to him.
out.
There's things might change for Mike.
I left
Mike Evans is
out.
good.
Godwin had 9 touchdowns. Evans had 8. Tyreek Hill had 7. And one of the most important things is touchdowns.
Keenan Allen had
So
6. The
Keenan
least out
Allen,
of
you
all
had
these guys.
6, and you had 1,199 yards, but you caught the ball 104 times, which means that your average freaking yards per catch was probably like 4.
Right.
You know, so like it's not that.
And
when you're not up there above these guys that are making less catches than you are,
You're not.
that are
Sorry.
getting more yards than you and getting more touchdowns than you, then yes, guess
Kyle,
what?
who do you throw to?
They're going to.
in
Just-
L.A.
Oh,
for the
look,
Chargers.
too.
That's it.
Exactly.
Not only did Mike
Missed
Evans
3
only
games
catch,
due to injury.
he caught 67 passes compared to Keelan Allen's 104, had almost the same amount of yards, and he also missed 3 games due to injury. Mike Evans was quick to get back on Twitter
Mike,
and call him right
Mike
back
Evans
out.
is good.
You can't.
He hasn't really had.
Mike Evans is the best receiver in the league. You're not better than Mike Evans, Keenan Allen. I'm sorry. And Mike Evans even says, "Look, you're not on my level, bro." That's all there is to it.
Mike Evans is
Chris
good.
Godwin is amazing too. Like
He is.
you forget about that. Damn, that Brady's throwing to those dudes this year.
I'm excited to
Oh.
watch Tampa Bay play just because I want to see what can come from Mike Evans and Godwin
incredible.
with
Yeah.
Tom Brady.
It'll be interesting.
So
Yeah.
hopefully Allen's just trying to stir up some stuff and make everyone play
That's
better.
fine.
Let's all play better.
So I'm not going to lie to you, but the Chargers. Okay, let's talk about them because Keenan Allen plays for the Chargers.
He does.
Right? They no longer have
No,
Phillip
Phillip
Rivers.
Rivers.
Okay, so who is the Chargers' new quarterback? Did they figure that out
I
yet?
don't even know who it is. Who is it now? Do they
Okay.
know?
I don't know.
So their quarterback their running back that stepped up and played in
Melvin Gordon?
Austin Eckler.
Austin
Austin
Eckler.
Eckler.
He had a great
Phenomenal.
season while
What a
Gordon
phenomenal
was
play.
holding out. But now
Yeah.
he's back. So now they've got a 1-2 punch.
They got a good 1-2 punch there
Really
of,
good.
of running backs. They got a guy who's a slot receiver who can run the ball with Eckler. They also have Gordon, who's more known to run the ball. I think that NFL is going to be fun to watch, but who do you slot in as the Chargers quarterback?
They have Mike Williams as well, who can't stay healthy.
No,
Receiver.
he also
not bad.
can't, he also can't hold on to the ball. But
Can't hold on to the ball, but he can make big plays at times. But there is nothing else in LA
true,
for the Chargers. I mean,
true. I mean, I think that'll be interesting to see. I think that the quarterback will determine who is going to be basically successful over there. But once again, next year, guess what, Keenan Allen? I don't think
Justin
I don't-
Herbert.
I don't think
starter.
Easton Stick.
Hey, if Easton Stick is the quarterback,
Tyrod Taylor, backup.
and
Oh.
Tyrod Taylor's the
Tyrod.
backup,
They do got Tyrod.
guess what? You're
Is that
not
what's your pick to come out of that division?
Keenan Allen. Guess what, buddy? You're not catching 107 balls this year.
Yeah, probably the wrong year to start talking trash
Yeah.
preseason.
When you have
Keenan
Philip,
Allen.
when you have Phillip Rivers as your quarterback, you catch 107 balls. When you don't have him and you have Tyrod Taylor, you're probably catching 57.
Yeah.
So let's see what your numbers of catches compared to
You're
what
going to be
Tyreek
covered,
Hill had.
and there's no one else to throw to, and Tyrod's going to have to run.
he's going to have the same amount of
That's
catches
what's gonna
Evans had
happen.
last year. Only Evans will have double the yards that you had.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe Keenan Allen will be a monster this year and actually. No, I'm lying. He's not going to be a monster this year.
He'll do everything. He'll do what he's done every year.
We'll see what he does.
That's
but
funny.
He is the only thing really that's stable.
Yeah, not
So,
mentally.
Yeah. Not mentally.
Year after
but
year.
at
Not calling
least he's
out-
going
Well,
to
it's
get the ball thrown
consistent,
to him.
Yeah, not calling out Mike
Yeah.
Evans and Chris
100
Godwin. and
catches,
these
there's
guys.
someone else to
Tyreek
throw
Hill.
to. You better catch him.
Chris Goodwin, yeah. He even,
Right.
he even tagged the wrong guy and then tweet. That's awesome.
And then yeah,
Biting,
That's embarrassing.
biting, bitten.
Yeah, no, come on. Before you tweet,
Yeah,
let's make
spell
sure it's
check.
smart.
Spell check.
You don't have an iPhone.
Right, right. Well, hey guys, thank you for joining us for another episode tonight. It was fun. I'm glad sports are firing up, so
back,
we have
baby.
some stuff to talk about. We also had a lot of good stuff and fun stuff from general, to
Yeah.
talk about too. A lot of good food, good beer, good high numbers on some of those beer ratings today, Mark.
Really high.
Yeah.
Mark.
Very high.
9.3.
Generous.
9.3.
Very high on Toppling Goliath.
Great beers.
Yeah, it's
So-
really good.
Great can.
I drank it really fast.
So,
No
hey,
reason.
That's good.
tune in Thursday, Thirsty Thursdays. We'll have another beer for you from Mark. Hopefully, I'll have tried out another sandwich from Adriana's or something like that in between the
wanna
time
go.
as well
Probably.
too.
I'll go
So,
somewhere tomorrow, so I'll probably have some place.
Let's
all
set
do
that up
it.
and make that happen. And
Sounds good to
guys,
me.
stay safe out there. And
Take care of yourselves.
Until
Take
next
care
time.
of each other.
And wear a mask.
Wear a mask.
Wear a mask.
Take care of your mind, body, and soul.
And don't make out with strangers.
No,
Namaste.
Damn it.
Mark.